step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
We are pumped. Hopefully you are pumped. A very good morning and welcome. My name is Graham Richards. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you for it. It's been the most amazing, incredible, inspiring, nostalgic, enjoyable, childlike week. Yesterday, of course, was one of the coolest shows I think we've ever done. We had the Nerd for Nerd takeover and we absolutely loved hosting Johan Stemmert, Emo Adams, DJ Shelley, the new team taking over, and congratulations to them on a stellar start to a brand new, I think, evolution of Nerd for Nerd, but still representing all the best of what the show was about. But we were left with this kind of realization. How do you top that? How do you top one of the most fun, crazy, insane, and silly shows? How do you top it? You top it with pizza toppings. Today is Pizza Day. I don't know if it's International Pizza Day or National Pizza Day, but it's Expresso Pizza Day. And we are asking you guys, what is the craziest pizza topping you have enjoyed? Go there. You can go there. This is a safe place. If you want to talk about banana, if you want to talk about pineapple, you can. We will not judge you this morning. We're obviously going to try and do our utmost to take in as much pizza as we absolutely can this morning. Have a lot of fun cooking, inspire you. In fact, we're going to be having a live broadcast today. Uncle Tubbsy is going to be out on the range handling our culinary hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting! Today, where we're obviously going to be inspiring you with some great pizza dishes, but we want to hear from you guys, the most important part of this dynamic. What are your favorite pizza toppings? I don't know, Kat, dude, what is your style, bro? Would you go for a little banana, a little pineapple? I said it.
What your favorite pizza topping is? That's very interesting, actually.
Yeah, I would say pineapple, but then that's standard boring.
Yeah.
I generally like anything meaty on a pizza.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I've been seeing on social media, and it's a big war always going on with pizza and people putting bananas on it, apple slices on it.
No.
People are doing the most with pizza, but it's such an exciting time because today I'm going to be coming to you live from Salt River. It's called Food Jams. We're checking out the best and the best of pizza making, all the toppings you need to be knowing about. It's the perfect timing for it as well because it's the weekend. So what better time to have a pizza indulgence than the weekend?
It's going to be a fantastic day. We're reporting for duty this morning alongside Uncle Tabsy.
Forgot to tell you my name. I'm so excited about the pizza.
Perhaps you might want to take a few pointers on how to dress for the day. So let's prepare you by taking a quick look at the weather, shall we? In Johannesburg, you might want to dress appropriately for plenty of sunshine with pleasant temperatures and clear skies for the duration of the day. Little to no wind is to be expected, and temperatures remaining between 23 and 26 degrees for the weekend as well. So enjoy a very warm and sunny weekend, Joburg. Durban, mainly sunny conditions throughout the day with a northeasterly wind blowing through the city. Cloud cover will be increasing towards the evening as the wind then picks up. Rain is expected for tomorrow onwards. With windy conditions, and it looks like it's going to be quite a cold weekend in Durban. Something you don't really get too often, right? Yeah. Port Elizabeth, partly cloudy conditions with occasional sunshine and a strong southwesterly wind for the duration of the day. There'll be some cloud cover increment towards the evening with a couple of showers, and skies should clear up for the remainder of the weekend. So have a beautiful one, Port Elizabeth. And in the mother city, sunny conditions with a southeasterly breeze that picks up throughout the day. And towards the evening, partly cloudy conditions are to be expected and a warm weekend ahead with no rain. So you think you're safe? You're good?
I think I'm safe for today, but if it does change, I'll still be warm. If there's a nice little breeze coming through, I'll still be nice and okay. So this is a really stunning Woolworths Classic Collection suit. You can never go wrong with their suits. They've really mastered that fitted suit. The tapering on the pants is absolutely amazing. The fit of the jackets is really so good. It looks like it was tailored specifically for you, and I really do adore their suits.
I mean, it's making people fall all over themselves.
People are looking at me and just not knowing what to do with themselves, and that's exactly the sort of reaction you might get. T's and C's apply if you go and you rock one of these kind of suits.
Yeah, especially when you're like Tabiso and you walk with like Ikwe, like you've got that.
Football player. Open bracket, close bracket. What? talk started.
What? Listen, I feel like the wardrobe is...
You got a nice suit as well. This is so cool.
I love the color. It accommodates both a casual and a very formal look, if you will. Put this together with a formal white shirt and you've got that crisp, classic walk into the boardroom kind of about to close the deal meeting look, or with a golf shirt like we both have done so this morning, and you're very much relaxed, maybe handling off a couple of deadlines for the weekend ahead, you know, closing off those deals in your own little cubicle there as well. I feel like they're dressing us like twins these days. Like, are we like Ikala la Mawele?
I can definitely see the resemblance. I can totally see it. But the texture of this suit as well is really amazing, and sometimes it's in the small detail.
Absolutely.
And that texture just takes it all
like
the way
with the
to
print
top.
on yours that you can't necessarily see from a distance, but come close enough to smell
see
your
it.
cologne and you can see it.
Exactly.
That's where we at. That's where we at. All right. So hopefully the weather report or a broad look at the weather has helped to prepare you for the day ahead and the weekend ahead as you start to make plans. But as we start this Friday morning, let's get you inspired with our quote of the day.
Yeah, before that bromance gets a little overwhelming in there, starting to feel a bit like a third wheel. Now we're going to get serious, and I think quite heartbroken, to be honest, right now as we broach our quote of the day. We know that Carrol is an iconic South African designer, passed away this week, and we certainly offer our condolences to her family, her legion of fans. She was an icon, started out in 1991, was now ultimately is selling her goods to 30 different countries across the globe. She has represented a very distinctive style and has been an icon in her own industry, but I think an incredibly powerful woman in business and someone that has uplifted many along her journey. And she put South Africa on the design map globally, undoubtedly. A legacy of excellence, of creativity, something truly remarkable. And she was also a remarkable human being on top of being this incredible businesswoman. And I love what she had to say, and I think this might hit home for a lot of people. Carrol once said, 19 people may love your work, but the 20th one will hate it, and they will tell you so. You cannot allow that to affect you. That may sound trite, but there is huge risk in letting criticism get you down. There is huge risk in letting criticism get you down. Hopefully that echoes through you. And again, we send all our love and most heartfelt condolences to Carol's family at what must be an incredibly difficult time.
In the national news this morning, the Department of Transport says it will table a railway safety bill later this year that seeks to strengthen the railway model and increase personal safety. The bill also aims to combat crime in the railway environment. The Department of Home Affairs announced yesterday that it had relaxed visa laws for Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates and New Zealand in a move aimed at boosting South Africa's tourism. On the international front, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has appointed Oxfam International Executive Director Winnie Byanyima, a Ugandan, as the new UN AIDS Executive Director. The Kremlin has lauded 2 Russian pilots as heroes and said they would receive state awards after they landed an airliner carrying 233 people in a cornfield outside Moscow after striking a flock of birds during takeoff. And then finally, members of the Pirates Women's Rugby Club in Johannesburg had the surprise of their lives recently when 2 of the greatest rugby players of all time, Brian Habana and Dan Carter, casually strolled into their change room where they were, quite incidentally, watching a Dan Carter tutorial video. The unsuspecting women were caught completely off guard and immediately started hopping and bouncing around, cheering and screaming wildly at the sight of their heroes in the flesh. Carter and Habana are acting as Rugby World Cup 2019 ambassadors for MasterCard, a worldwide partner of the huge event due to start in Japan on the 21st of September. Women's rugby is one of the world's fastest growing team sports. Some 2.7 million women and girls are playing the game. Well, that was your 6 o'clock news update. Let's get our very first taste of what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Well, Well, of course, over the first hour of the show, we'll delve a little deeper into all of our big sporting highlights in our sporting preview. Let's delve into some of those headlines right now. In rugby, Englishman Luke Pearce will take charge of tomorrow's Rugby World Cup warm-up. That's, of course, between South Africa and Los Pumas at Loftus Versfeld. A couple of interesting team dynamics playing out on the field as well. Then in cricket, the Cricket World Cup winning England, they were bowled out for 258 runs on day 2 of the second Ashes test against Australia at Lord's yesterday. And then on to football, Central University of Technology, they beat the University of the Free State 2-0 in their Bloemfontein varsity football derby at the CUG Stadium last night. But we'll delve a little deeper into all of our weekend sport in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Well, as always, we've asked you to send in your inspiring sunrise pictures, and you have answered. Thank you so much to Gary Kunza, who sent us this sunrise from Atlantis in the Western Cape. Beautiful. You can expect a cloudy start to the day, my friend, and a southeasterly breeze, reaching a maximum of around 20 degrees on the temperature scale. Michael Dunbar sent us his sunrise picture from Springs in Gauteng. Sunny conditions can be expected for the day. Pleasant temperatures, little to no wind, reaching a nice moderate max of 25 degrees. Kind of get the feeling spring is almost sprung up north. But let's give you a broad scope of those temperatures. Polokwane, your low 8 going up to 26 degrees. Highest temperature in the country. Mbombela 34, your max kicking off on 14. Pretoria 11, your low going up to 28. Johannesburg 10 and 26. Mahikeng 10 and 28. Plenty of sunshine for Klerksdorp as well. 6 your low, but going up to 28 degrees. Kimberley 9 is your minimum, going up to a max of 30. And as has been the case the whole year, the lowest temperature in the country in Bloem 4 degrees, going up to a nice sunny 27 though. Then a high humidity for Richards Bay ranging between 19 and 32 degrees. Pietermaritzburg 8 and 34 your range for the day. Durbs a nice moderate 17 and 28. Mthatha 8 your low, going up to a max of 33 degrees. East London 13 and 23. Then a pretty chilly start this morning in Cradock. 5 degrees is your low, going up to a very sunny 33 degrees. Southwesterly wind of around 24 kilometers an hour can be expected in Port Elizabeth, where your low is 13 going up to 20 degrees. George, your low 11 going up to only 18. Then a northwesterly wind of around 24 kilometers an hour expected there. Sutherland, your low 5 going up to 25 degrees. Cape Town ranging between 12 and 18 degrees. That due to some cloud cover throughout the day. Then high humidity for Worcester as you range between 9 and 23 degrees. Springbok, your low 15 going up to 32 degrees. And Uppington ranging between 12 and 32 degrees. So a pretty warm and sunny day right across the land, wherever it is, regardless of the weather. Make it a beautiful day.
It's going to be a beautiful one indeed. Although, sadly, we do begin on a rather sad note. The news of the passing of an icon of South Africa, if you will. Legendary and renowned South African artist, designer, and businesswoman Carrol Boys, who passed away on Wednesday evening. And her company did confirm this news, that she passed away after a brief illness at the age of 65. There's a picture of her over there. Of course, she's a designer who built a globally recognized brand, and she founded her home decor company in 1991. Wow. The products of which can be found throughout South African homes, most South African homes, and all throughout the world as well, in some 30 countries where they are retailed. Look at them, some of them over there.
And what I love about Carrol is that she's got such an amazing story. She was a fine arts graduate at the University of Pretoria. She started her career as an English teacher, and then at the age of 35, she decided to pursue her dream of becoming an artist, and she began making her, crafts from her home in Cape Town, with an initial aim to combine sculpture with functionality, which the result, of course, was a range that was so incredible. Gorgeous homeware and tabletop accessories and collectibles. I know once I got my first Carrol Boy spoon, and I just wanted to continue collecting my, and kind of, what they say, they call it your trousseau. Yes. Yeah. So a girl's given things, homeware that she will one day use for her home when she gets married, and I've got so much of that as well. So it's really, really wonderful that she's played such an integral part of our lives as South Africans, but also internationally as well.
Yeah, in fact, spokesperson of the company, Michelle Steedman, said Carrol will be remembered for her love, her story, and her quirky creativity. Carrol demonstrated the very highest values in her business: integrity, playful perspectives, and and passion for design and for her staff. Her personal touch will inspire and stay with us always. She leaves our nation with a legacy of excellence, unity, empowerment, and pioneering functional art, and she will be greatly missed. What an extraordinary woman indeed, and may her soul rest in peace.
Once again, I certainly also reiterate that. Princess, hello, my dear. A bit of a somber note to start the show, so I think we'll shift gears. Okay. My dear, can I have a coffee for like everyone?
All
the
right.
whole team. I know I keep you really, really busy.
Okay.
What did you think of yesterday's show with us being silly and dancing around like crazy people?
Wow, it was very nice.
Hey?
It was very, very nice.
Well, today we're going to try and top that, of course, with pizza toppings because it is pizza day. So I will make you an awesome pizza today and share some of that love. We're also going to rock out with the School of Rock. Some incredibly, ridiculously talented young people are going to make us feel completely mundane and untalented with their unbelievable rock ability. And so we're just going to start the weekend right now. Officially, it's going to happen. So you might as well just write off work for the rest of the day. No, don't officially do that. But we're going to have a lot of fun. So stick around. We'll see you in a moment. Yummy.
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day.
Welcome back. You are live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I try and speak as quickly as I can so we can get through as much sport as possible. Katualo is here to talk about our weekend sports preview. We've got rugby, we've got football, Currie Cup, which has just been blown wide open, the Bledisloe Cup. Pride, very much pride at stake, the English Premier League. Oh, such tense fixtures this morning. And I mean that because, of course, Spurs are playing Man City and La Liga resumes. And we've got the Springbok women playing, and we've got the Springboks playing, but we're gonna try to get through as much as we can. Katua, welcome.
Thank you.
You are emotionally invested in the Currie Cup and flying across the whole country to cover and do a brilliant job at covering some really cool games. How open has the Currie? I know kind of you're thinking probably Griquas and Lions, they're the ones to beat, but it's been with the wins last weekend, everything's been thrown wide
everything
open.
can change again this weekend. The Bulls have a bye this weekend, so that's interesting. So they are going to not want to end up at the bottom where they're going to have to fight for a or the wooden spoon or relegation. Yeah, Puma's at the moment at the bottom, but they're playing the Cheetahs at home, so they could win, and then they could
fighting
move
for
on.
their life now, so
they're fighting for their life, and it's at home. Yeah,
it's going to be hectic,
literally.
man.
And the Cheetahs have
It's
made
represented by your tag print.
just it's the weekend. Let's go for it.
Looking at that Bulls team, I mean, Dylan Sage, come on, son, absolutely amazing. Roscoe, how are the Bulls not
It's weird. It's like something's
force?
not clicking.
They were amazing in Super Rugby. What has gone wrong?
Probably they're tired. Yeah, it's probably I don't know. It's the most simple answer. They're just tired, and they just went through. I think they're just tired, and it's just not reflecting in their game. In the Currie Cup, also Currie Cup's so weird because it's only one round. So I mean, it's now or never. It's one game and you're out, basically. Yeah. So it's very, very interesting. Where's the Proms playing tonight against the Griquas? Tough one in Kimberley. So we'll see what happens.
And Proms look much better. They looked really good last week. Lions, Sharks, probably our standout fixture. Do you think the Sharks can do something to upset the apple cart there?
Well, they won last week in Durban, so they'll want to keep that momentum going. So we'll have to see what happens there. I'm very excited again about the scrum half. Nohamba is a junior box or a player for the junior box this year. So I'm very excited to see what he will do come in the future. But they invest in nicely. Put your hand up. There we go. So we'll see what happens on Sunday.
For us, far less pressure in terms of our Bok Friday, and we'll talk about the Springboks up against Los Pumas later. But let's talk about the Bledisloe Cup, New Zealand and Australia. This has got a bit of spice to it now.
Yes, it's got a lot of spice.
After the championship, and well done Springboks again. But how are you feeling about this? It's so weird to think that Australia might have a bit of an edge here based on the way that the confidence that they would take into this.
They were just absolutely amazing against the All Blacks. And it's not, yes, there was a red card and it had an effect.
They were still amazing.
The Wallabies were so good. It's just clicked now. But Michael Cheika said all they did was book themselves a ticket to this weekend's match, or they're in the running now for the Bledisloe Cup. That's all they did, actually. But the All Blacks are definitely on the back foot. And that favourite tag for the World Cup, it's not there anymore.
But I think also you don't want to face New Zealand as a wounded beast, unfortunately.
That's the other thing, for
us or for Australia, but take nothing away from their brilliant performance. So, I'm going to go with Australia for this one, just because I really dislike Hansen.
I dislike the Aussies, so I'm going to go with the All Blacks this one.
I feel you. That's
Fine,
a fair deal. English Premier League round 2 off to a flying start. We've seen some pretty dominant performances along the way. In terms of Manchester United's kind of, welcome to Frank Lampard, if you will. Welcome to the big leagues, Chana. Welcome to the big leagues. You could see the hair turning grey as he was sitting there.
Immediately,
they got an emphatic 4-0 thrashing over Chelsea last weekend. I don't think it was a true reflection on Chelsea's ability.
To be fair,
I think there was just something in it on the day. Of course, Harry Kane, even though that wasn't the best game that we've seen Spurs play, when he's scoring, things are looking good. If we had to focus on one game, Man City, Spurs, do we have to do that now? It's going to be a very tough one, but a nice
immediately
marker.
Top of the table clash. Let's see who does it. But I read yesterday that all the coaches are kind of saying to save themselves, saying no squad is ready right in round 1 or 2, so they'll go and build up to it. But I mean, you still want to win.
Yeah, even Maguire was like, I've only played with the guys like once, so it's like whatever, dude.
Yeah.
You guys being paid like R1 million.
You got to play, do your job.
You're going to rock and roll. But Man City, obviously, I think the standout fixture this weekend.
And Liverpool could equal a record or surpass a record for the most wins, I think, at home. I think it's 11. They will look to equal that this weekend. So.
And they seem up for it. Whatever rust we had seen in their opening encounter against City, it seems to be now that they're back in the league proper, they seem to be ready to fight. In fact, all of the big guns seem ready to fight. Don't drop a point. I think that's going to be the bottom line. Don't drop a point. La Liga starts again. Is La Liga going to give us a bit more luster? It just felt like maybe it was in relation to the amazing Premier League season that we were treated to, that no other football league seemed to come close. How are you feeling about La Liga starting out? It's going to be another one-horse race.
Well, I've got a feeling it's going to be,
Yeah.
but let's hope it's the year of the underdog or season of the underdog.
Blancos, come on,
yeah.
man, come on.
Unfortunately, Lionel
Come
Messi's
party.
not even available for tonight's clash. He's still out with a calf injury, so that's sucky to start a season like that. But then again, it's sports.
That's the official term, sucky. Sucky. You're going to use that in the Rugby World Cup, and it's going to have a completely different meaning.
Wallabies are sucky.
They drink the
No, I'm
sake.
joking.
They drink the sake. So one last thing, just how are you feeling about the Springbok ladies?
I'm so excited for them. 2 great wins. I think the last one was
Biggest
73-0.
margins I've ever seen in rugby, yeah.
It's insane. They are ready to play, and it just shows the rugby depth we have both in the men and the ladies in South Africa. So let's hope they finish top of the table this weekend. Then they've got their ticket booked to the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, give them some contracts, yo.
Yeah,
Professional
give them money.
contracts.
It's Women's Month.
I love it. Are you ready for Black Friday?
Oh,
we're
yes,
gonna
I've
smash
got my
that?
it's not yet. It's not yet.
But yeah, no, we will be changed into our green and gold, and we'll delve into, of course, that big one, really important, I think, preamble to the World Cup up against Los Pumas this weekend.
What
Just
you know about
taking a
smooth
few
fame and
photos.
fortune is
That's
what we're
right,
doing.
yes.
Of course, there's nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. And in case you didn't know, hashtag TIOT9 is back in full swing. And this year, we are heading to Curacao in the Caribbean, an island ideal to discover smooth fame and fortune.
That's right, it must be nice. I can only imagine what it must be like to share in the fun and challenges that come with being on that island. So why don't we check out some of those entries,
Yeah,
huh?
you speak about the challenges, and those entries have been rolling in with everyone telling us how they're going to be out smoothing the competition.
Yeah.
Like Elaine K's entry video, where she's definitely showing that she's up for the challenge. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Lani. The reason I'm excited about possibly being part of Team Tropical is because it'll be a wonderful experience, and on top of that, it'll be the perfect platform to show the smoothness in embodying mental and physical strength. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Hey.
Yeah, she just got that, you know, because I got it.
There's a
It's
confidence
yeah.
there that I like. I like that confidence.
You know when you can end the video like, yes. You know you got it. You know you got it. Well done, Ilan. Thank you very much. And remember that you at home can still enter by recording a video of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Then load that video onto Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook with hashtag TIOT9, and it could be you winning smooth fame and fortune in this season of Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao.
T's and C's and more information can be found on tropica.co.za.
Yes. On that note, we're gonna do the, what is this thing called?
An ad break.
This is Season 9 of Tropica Island of Treasure. Welcome to Curacao in the Caribbean. Buy Tropica and come find your smooth fame and fortune. Audition online now to compete with your favorite celeb, and you could join us in paradise and stand a chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million rand. Grab a Tropica for details and see you in paradise.
The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win hundreds of thousands of prizes. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Oh, you can make my day.
back to your Friday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So good to be in your company, talking about the latest news from the world of tech. Some of us might be dreading it, some of us might be liking it, others might just love this change. But earlier on this week, hundreds of thousands of Instagram users around the world reported that like counters had disappeared from their posts.
What?
Why? What happened? Well, here to unpack it all and explain to us what Instagram is doing, what these brands are doing, what it means for influencers and users in general out there is, of course, our resident tech expert, Brian Smith. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks very much. It's great to be back.
I like you, buddy. I like
Plus
you,
one.
dude. So my big question is, how will I validate my existence if I cannot see how many likes I'm getting?
Well, if you listen really, really closely, you can hear 100 influencers screaming right now.
Just crying.
Wait. Brian, I've never known you to be a shady character. That was such forestry kind of shade.
Did you see how the shade from our delicious monster just grew? That was really funny, dude. And no, look, we feel your pain. We feel your pain because we kind of exist sort of in the
that world
space.
as well.
Yeah, that's very much our space.
That's why I was bleeding.
So what has actually happened here? What's the rationale? What's going on?
So it's actually really, really interesting in that over the past couple of days, you might have seen two conflicting stories. So as you mentioned, a number of Instagram users in the hundreds of thousands all around the world have reported that their like counters from their social media posts, Instagram posts, have disappeared.
Yeah.
Now, Instagram has quite publicly announced that they're actually trialing removing these counters. However, in the last week, they've actually said that sort of this mass removal of counters was due to a bug and was actually due to a feature that inadvertently shipped early, was still in testing. What the broader implication is that Instagram is actually testing the removal of these counters. They might not be in the app at present, but at the moment they might not be going anywhere for the short term in the near future.
But the question is, why would Instagram want to do this when the platform was kind of like envisaged with that in mind? You would see a post, and if you like it, you double tap, and the little heart would go red. And
or you're trying to scroll down and you double tap it by mistake and you realize you like
double tap, but then you can't undouble tap it.
Then you feel guilty for the rest of the day because you've unliked someone's hard-earned photo.
Absolutely. It really speaks, I think, to your point of where Instagram started and where it's ended up, and that the like feature, sort of in broad academia as well as on social media, has become a tool for validation.
Yeah.
And essentially that leads to what we can call the achievement reward paradox, wherein one posts a photo and they receive attention. Chemically in your brain, you receive a hit of dopamine. That's essentially the chemical that will trigger when precisely when you're being rewarded for a certain action. And it's been sort of revealed through studies that this is incredibly harmful not only to teens and young people using social media services, but across the board. Now, essentially, the move to pivot away from this is essentially a move towards better mental health, towards a better experience on the app, and it might actually be a better change that we can experience the app without sort of needing to validate ourselves with our photos.
I love it then. I'm all for it, but I mean, just because they're changing it doesn't mean it needs to lose its effect from an influencer perspective. It could almost become better because ultimately we like the likes because it gives us kind of market research to be able to give to the people that are paying to get represented through your post. So how do you see this evolving in terms of what the influencer can get out of? Is it going to hurt them in the long run, or could this be something that could positively influence the influencers?
I think it'll be actually really positive, not just for influencers, but for everyone on the app. And principally why I say that is it's going to potentially be a move away from achievement to discoverability. If you consider on Instagram app, and here's an interesting study for all the way from UCLA, a university all the way in the United States, is that teenagers on Instagram or any social media app actually are 60% more likely to engage with a post when one of their friends has already engaged with it. So the emphasis here is that Instagram may stop publicly counting the number of likes on a post, but what might happen is that you may be more likely in future to see content that your followees have already engaged with on the app. So it'll become a case of more showing more content at the expense of removing some of that achievement paradox that you might see by simply counting likes.
You can still leave a nice comment.
Absolutely.
Say, I really like
and I'm sure at the back end of it, as the actual owner of the platform, you'll still be able to provide that feedback to the stakeholders who've invested in a specific platform with insights, for instance, that'll give you the level of engagement and all that kind of stuff. It's just that you won't see, or nobody's going to see that picture has been liked either 10 times or 1,000 times.
And it's just like if you consider the way videos show on Instagram at the moment, is that Instagram actually removed like counters from videos some time ago. So if you're a general user,
it's just views. It just shows you how many views.
I take them all as likes, the views. I'm like, it's a million likes. Yeah, I dig it.
So the way you consider it is that if you post the video, you can see the number of likes the video has received, but as a general viewer, so i.e. if you didn't post that content, you can only see the number of plays. And it's a very small micro test of what this change could ultimately mean.
Wow.
That's good.
Okay.
I love it. Taking out a potentially very damaging, seems innocuous, but when you look at it from that perspective, it can be very, even for grown-ups who should have a fully developed kind of sense of self, it can be damaging not to get likes or to see those kind of responses. So that's awesome. I'm all for it. Cool, man.
Brian, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks
Much appreciated. Let us know your thoughts on our social media platforms, of course, about what you think about this new development that Instagram is taking on. Leanne, what do you think?
I think it's crazy, but you know what? Any day, as long as people are still enjoying the gram and using it to the best of their ability, that's the most important thing. Now, talking about using the internet, the growth of the internet and digital platforms have made it possible for industries to flourish, and of course, online gaming industry is no exception. Now, in 2018, the global gaming industry consisted of 2.3 billion consumers who spent nearly $138 billion on games. As the online gaming industry has expanded, so too have opportunities for fraudsters. Well, we have Sabric CEO Calzone back in the studio to discuss the dangers of online game scams and how we can best protect ourselves from falling victim. Calzone, so good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
The world of gaming is huge. It has taken the globe by storm.
Absolutely.
But how do these gaming scams actually work?
So what happens is that because people are out there and on their computers and they're busy gaming all the time, criminals actually know that there's so much of money that's out there that can be made. So of course they see it as an opportunity to get hold of the criminal, to try and get hold of them to buy a game or to acquire certain skills relating to a game. And of course most often it's just part of the scam, really. It's really not that you're actually going to be getting anything. So it's just about being wide awake and to be aware of the fact that this can happen, and that you need to be really, really mindful about the fact that you need to not give anybody your gaming passwords, that you're not supposed to be giving anybody your username, you're not supposed to be giving anybody your PIN numbers on any code at all. Even if they say to you, if you supply this, you'll get it done very quickly. So it's really just very important to know that because gamers are out there and they're buying all the time, there's a possibility that they could become part of this whole scam.
Who do the fraudsters actually target? Is it young people, or can anyone really be vulnerable?
Well, in the old days, they always tolerated younger people, or generally men, most often. But of course, now it's absolutely anybody who can become a victim of this particular kind of fraud. So it could be anybody. It could be a youngster, an old person. It could be anybody, really. So it's just if you're out there and you're busy gaming, please be on the lookout all the time for criminals trying to get access to your information.
Talking about being on the lookout, what should I be looking out for in order to avoid being scammed?
So the most important thing is where you're getting somebody either sending you skins or sending you something that will tell you that if you buy this now, this is what it's going to be, that there's a game, a game that's quite popular, that it's going at a particular price. So it's that kind of thing that you should be looking out for, because they know that people actually want it, or they want to get add-ons onto the games as well. So it's just very important all the time to be on the lookout all the time, to be careful about it.
One has to be on the lookout 24/7, 365. And of course, by giving over information, they could eventually get into banking accounts and banking details.
That's the whole purpose, because by getting hold of all of this information, they are now enabled to get access to somebody's bank account if they've not already stolen money already, by getting them to post or to go ahead and transact, but it'll give them an opportunity to get access to different kinds of information that enable them to go onto your account.
One would think that in this day and age that people would be a lot more, on the lookout and a lot more ready to see that there are scammers and fraudsters out there, but I think a lot of us still get caught out all the time.
Absolutely.
So vigilance is very important.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Calzone, making making sure that we stay safe in, especially when it comes to fraudsters, and making sure that we have the best time when it comes to gaming. Now, cash robberies are undoubtedly something that we are all aware about here in South Africa. And next week, Sabric CEO Kalyani Pillay is going to join us again in studio, where we will discuss what we need to avoid in order to not be a victim of crime. So we're going to take a quick ad break, go and refill those coffee cups. We'll be right back after this.
We are brave, innovative, everywhere. We are Sabric.
And I play Pindileshezi on Isidingo. And you could be joining me on Tropica Island of Treasure. Buy Tropica and follow the instructions on the bottle. Take a video of yourself and tell us why you would be my ideal partner. Then upload it on all the social media platforms, your Twitter, your Instagram, and your Facebook using the hashtag TIOT9. Come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure Carousel.
What a whole lot of love. What a whole lot of love. What a whole lot of love. You've been learning, honey, I've been learning. All them good times, baby, baby, I've been yearning. Way, way down inside, I'm gonna give you my love. Gonna give you every inch of my love.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for tuning in. Time to be inspired, and I think probably feel really untalented right now at my ripe old age, because we're going to introduce you to some incredibly talented young people. We hone in. For more than 2 decades now, the School of Rock has been a worldwide leader in performance-based music education, playing a vital role bringing musicians of all ages to some of the most iconic stages in the world. South Africa is no different. The All-Star program is the highest level of achievement for a School of Rock student that they can achieve. They're really the full rock out. Level 10 is what goes on. And we've got 2 of the All-Stars on our couch right now, along with Lee Spawn, our co-founder of School of Rock. A very warm welcome to Rosie Bruce and Shandy Sarantos. Guys, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We've been listening to them rock out to Led Zeppelin this morning and loving it, man. But welcome, guys. Thank you so much for coming through.
Welcome. Lee, let's talk about the School of Rock. What kind of a platform is it for young people
we all
to
see the movie.
showcase
We see the movie
their
in our
talent?
head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, School of Rock, the music school is pretty much the movie. The funny thing is that the music school actually inspired the movie.
Oh, wow.
So that's how it came around. And the music school's been going for just over 20 years now. So there is a story about how the original starter of School of Rock tried to sue Hollywood for making the movie because it was based on his character, but that never took place. But yeah, so that's kind of where the actual movie came from. And I mean, pretty much School of Rock, the music school, is like that. It's teaches, I mean, young kids as well as adults how to rock. They come there and they learn music in a fun environment, and they can kind of be who they are and express themselves without being confined to kind of like school music.
You're playing it down, and take nothing away from the incredible music that's being taught, but you also have to be ridiculously talented. And I'm going to say that, and you must take it on board, guys, because I've got to figure 1% of 35,000 global students get selected.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. But listening to you play, I kind of get that. Do you feel that? Do you feel like, because what's the trajectory here? Are you about to become a famous rock star? Are you? What drew you into this space, and how do you feel about being the 1%, Rosie?
Well, it's quite intimidating. Going to All Stars and having played with all these amazing musicians, you really don't feel like a rock star at all. You feel like the bottom of the musical food chain. But
got to start somewhere, girl. Got to start somewhere.
And listen, as far as becoming famous, I don't know what the future holds, but for now,
do you have
finishing
a band?
high school.
Do you have a band right now?
I have.
Yes.
I have 2 bands.
Yeah, she's in 2.
I'm in 2, but we have one together.
That's awesome. Well, Shandy, you guys recently returned from a 10-day tour to the United States with 175 other selected School of
Look
Rockers.
at that picture of yourself. Look how cool that is.
Experience.
That is windswept. I don't know how that happened.
Awesome,
that is epic, though. Tell us about that experience.
Awesome.
It was surreal. You honestly, when you go there, you feel like it's going to last forever, and you come back and you think, did that really happen?
Yeah.
Did I play those crazy rock shows? And you're getting on stage with a bunch of people you've never met before, and the bond that just ties you together so quickly is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lee, I've got to ask you, because I've only known you for about 30 seconds. I'm like, I want to cry. I'm so proud right now of how awesome this program is. How cool is it to see, because you've got to live this life cycle a few times now. How cool is it to see the becoming of an artist?
It's amazing. I mean, I must admit, one of the best things about the business is actually seeing how students change and how they grow in confidence and their personalities are created through this program. And it really is an inspiring thing to be witness to. So I'd say, we've had the fortune of having two years of being part of the All-Star program. So last year was our first year that we took part in it. And hopefully we can grow this from strength to strength and get more of our South African young aspiring musicians out there.
How do you crack the nut to get from a South African perspective? How were you guys able to break into that space?
No, well there's a whole sort of process that happens. So every year they run the All-Star program, and all the schools, so there's 245 schools globally, they get to nominate students, and they go through quite a rigorous audition process. They've got to submit a video audition, then they've got to do a live audition, and there's quite a few boxes they've got to tick in order to be part of this program. So, I mean, as you can see, out of 35,000 students, only 175 were selected, which is massive.
And this is globally as well, so it's not just like 35,000
We're the only one in Africa.
Completely, the only one in Africa. And also considering most of the schools are in the States, and that's where...
And you've got to submit 5 really awesome rock-out photos. I'm going to say, Shandy, you've got the coolest photos from the whole tour.
Trust me, some people were stage diving. That is mild.
Then you've arrived. Awesome, man.
Well, congratulations to the two of you for being the two chosen to be the School of Rock's All-Star program. And, of course, you join the best musicians in the School of Rock's international network of schools. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing where this musical journey is going to take you. Names in lights and thousands and thousands rocking out to your music. But well done to you, Rosie and Shandy. And, of course, we'll be keeping our eye firmly on you. Thank you so much, Lee, for also bringing them here today. Oh, very exciting times.
Thank you.
Exciting indeed, exciting indeed. JP, don't you feel like you missed your calling? Huh? On stage dive after killing a solo on the axe?
Yeah, and then hopefully like someone else became a chiropractor after the stage dive, and I gave all the help I can. But what no one ever tells you about learning guitar, though, is that you have your friends from before you learn and your friends from after, because I remember doing hours and days of Karma Police by Radiohead, and I think they now hate Radiohead as well. Like, hearing someone practice guitar is like such a drag.
It can be torture. Anyway, on to the field of expertise that you do know about quite a lot. That's movies. Brand new movie coming up to be excited about or not?
I would say that your wee ones will be excited about it. Playmobil, which is another sort of toy thing similar to Lego, I believe.
Yeah.
I strangely enough, don't know a lot about these things. Weird.
Lego movie, Lego Ninjago is like just Lego is becoming its own genre.
Well, except this is a separate brand.
Okay, so but still, I mean, the toys look very, very similar. But anyway,
tell you what, let's watch a clip, and if you can tell the difference, I don't know what I could give you. Like, I wouldn't be able to afford the stuff anyway. Nevertheless, here's Playmobil, the movie.
Spot the difference.
Rex is brilliant, suave, fun at parties, fosters abandoned dogs, a master of disguise. Oh, and did I mention roguishly handsome?
Surprise, Rex Dasher.
Rex Dasher!
At your service.
Ha ha! I love that trick! Never gets old. Word of advice. In this town, nothing is what it seems.
Wait, hush. My enemies have eyes and ears everywhere. This way.
Rex Dasher!
After me.
This was just garbage.
Say what now? Could you spot the difference? I certainly couldn't. The hands of the toys even look the same. And JP says, well, it's the mechanics.
I don't know if we're the right age group to be spotting the difference right now. They're like babies going goo goo gaga wrong.
But what's cool is that they've got a pretty cool cast. Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter's in this?
Yeah, where's he been? There's I think he's a singer, if I get this correct. Adam Lambert as well.
Adam Lambert, yeah, of course, winner of American Idol.
Again, showing my age here. So
Meghan Trainor?
Yes, there's Anya Taylor-Joy, who's a young lady who I have a lot of hope for. She was from, you might remember, Split. She was in The Witch, so she's a really good actress in this. She actually lends a singing voice to this as well. For some reason, it's also a musical. Don't know why it's got that dimension. Sure, take it or leave it. I don't know. Love it.
It's cramming it all in.
Yeah, but the story being, and what you would have gotten from that scene maybe, is that they're looking for someone, and who they're looking for is Anya Taylor-Joy's brother has been sucked into this magical world of these toys he loves, and so she gets sucked into this world as well by mystery of mysteries, which I'll find out by the end of the movie, and they have to rescue him. He's become this big burly Viking with a beard, and that's Jim Gaffigan, by the way, who's a comedian. I don't know if there's anything from TV or movies that people would recognize him from immediately, but he's got a great sort of comedic voice for voiceover work.
Cute as a button, though. I've got to say, the different characters strike me as very cute. This suave James Bond-like character strikes me as very funny.
And so that's kind of one of the strange failures for me is, and that's such a strong word, whatever. Let's say a negative for me is you have something like a James Bond character, and there's a handful of parody that goes with that, sure, but you got to milk it. how are you going to differentiate yourself from the Lego movie for a start? It doesn't feel immediately different, so I think that gives you minus points already. It's like if we handed in the same homework and I just gave it a different title or something like that. But the thing is, so you got whether James Bond, you just saw dinosaurs there. They would refer to a Jurassic World. Oh, here's a funny scene though. I did cackle at this. Yes. the reaction shot from the chicken. So more clever gimmicks would have helped, but I think there's sort of a lost in translation thing here. Although it's all in English, I think it's a French studio or from Montreal, Canada, so they have to rely a lot on how well it moves rather than how intricately you can make jokes.
Okay, I see.
Which is not the end of the world necessarily. I think that your littlest little ones will love it dearly.
Yeah.
I think it leaves parents out in the cold.
Okay. Are you a Lego loyalist?
I bet these don't even hurt as hard as stepping on Lego. They're probably all soft and cushy and stuff. But no, I think I only have those bad memories of being able to make squares and rectangles from Lego. Get me thousands of pieces of
creative?
There's a block.
How many popcorns are you giving this one?
So run of the mill. I'd say if you need to take your kids to see something, a reminder that The Lion King's still out there. Secret Life of Pets 2 is still out there, and that's more colourful and more pretty. Terror Willy is another weird one that's on the circuit, but this unfortunately gets 4 out of 10 from me.
Wow. Wow. JP
you watch
this movie.
This is the Lego movie 3.5. Like maybe at most. Yeah, so tiny ones will love it. Not much in there for the parents though. Not the end of the world. So I think if you can please them for a change as well. Although they're going to watch this like a shopping list. I warn you, they're going to be ticking off which sets you're going to be buying them from Playmobil as well as Lego.
All right.
Bankruptcy.
All right. Okay. Calm down, Grinch. Go back into your hole. Take a look at the movie, judge for yourself, and let us know what you think about it. We'll see you after a break. Go back to your hole, Grinch.
What is that?
What a whole lot of love.
But now that they make it a little bit louder.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Friday, and thanks for joining us at the start of a brand new day. The School of Rock All-Stars, Shandy and Rosie, have been doing amazing things behind the scenes during the break. You'll be hearing them play a little bit later on the show. Hey, ladies, thank you very much. Great entertainment. And, of course, we'll be celebrating your birthdays as well. And it's a Pizza Friday. We're talking all things pizza. Check out our social media pages on Facebook. We're asking you, what's the weirdest, wildest pizza topping you've ever had? Engage with us in conversation, but we'll be catching up on all those a little bit later on. Right now, though, let's keep you updated with the morning's headlines.
In the national news this morning, the Department of Transport says it will table a railway safety bill later this year that seeks to strengthen the railway model and increase personal safety. The bill also aims to combat crime in the railway environment. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula visited Transnet's Bayhead Maintenance Depot in Durban yesterday, together with the railway safety regulator. More than 4,000 incidents were reported in the railway environment across all categories during the 2017-2018 period, which is a 10% increase from the previous year. The Department of Home Affairs announced yesterday that it had relaxed visa laws for Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates and New Zealand. Minister Aaron Motsoaledi said the move was aimed at boosting the country's tourism in line with creating jobs. Of the 4 countries, Qatar is the only one that also allows South Africans into the country without a visa. But the department said it was involved in talks with the remaining 3 countries to reciprocate and also allow South Africans to enter visa-free. Now moving further abroad, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has appointed Oxfam International Executive Director Winnie Byanyima, a Ugandan, as the new UNAIDS Executive Director. A spokesperson for Guterres has said. Now, Byanyima has held several roles affiliated to the governance of the African Union and has influenced the international agenda at the United Nations through her leadership in many coalitions of civil society organizations. 60-year-old Byanyima said that she was honored to be joining UNAIDS at such a critical time in the response to HIV. The Kremlin has lauded 2 Russian pilots as heroes and said they would receive special state awards after they landed an airliner carrying 233 people in a cornfield outside Moscow after striking a flock of birds during takeoff. State television has dubbed the incident the miracle over Ramensk, now the name of the district where the plane came down after the pilots masterfully landed the Ural Airlines Airbus 321 neatly in a cornfield without its landing gear and a failing engine. The pilots were praised as heroes as they had saved 233 lives. And then finally, when Jacaranda FM DJ Jazzy D was traveling to an event on the evening before Women's Day last week, he had an experience he would likely not forget. Motoring around about 10 p.m., he saw a car on the side of the road. Someone was sprawled on a blanket outside the car, and he realized that there was something very wrong. He stopped and inquired whether there was a problem, and that's when he heard the woman was having a baby. He immediately alighted from the car and ably helped the brave woman deliver a bouncing baby girl right there on the side of the road. Jazzy D afterwards shared his special moment on social media. That is absolutely incredible. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sport. I don't know if it's going to beat that last story, though. Graham, over to you.
Been trawling the headlines, no Lee, it won't, but we're still pretty excited about the rugby coming up this weekend. Turning to tomorrow's action, Englishman Luke Pearce will take charge of tomorrow's Rugby World Cup warm-up match between South Africa and Los Pumas, Argentina, obviously at Loftus Versfeld. The young up-and-coming ref has officiated over the Springboks only once before, but has taken charge of 23 test matches altogether, proving ground all round. In fact, as Bok coach Rassie Erasmus has now named a team that showed 15 changes to their starting lineup that beat Los Pumas last weekend in the final championship-winning game of the Rugby Championships. That match between South Africa and Argentina kicks off at 5:05 tomorrow. We're going to delve into our Bok Friday action in just a moment, so stay tuned for that. But let's turn to cricket now. The Cricket World Cup winning England. They were bowled out for 258 runs on day 2 of the second Ashes Test, of course against Australia at Lords yesterday. Opener Rory Burns was the top batsman for England, reaching 53 runs from 127 deliveries. But the middle batting order order quickly crumbled, with the team losing 4 wickets for just 46 runs. Australia only lost David Warner, who was bowled out by Stuart Broad, to close on 30 for 1. Then on to the beautiful game locally. Central University of Technology, they beat the University of the Free State 2-0 in their Bloemfontein varsity football derby at the CUT Stadium last night. Goals by Tumeleng, Chelopo and Matusi Marilola were enough to secure the win for CUT. Some other results coming out of last night's action saw draws for UJ, UWC and the top of the table TUT. As I said, we're going to delve into all of the Bok action, the permutations as we build up to the Rugby World Cup. Kutualo will be joining us for that in just a moment.
Well, let's get you ready to get to work or to school, wherever you may be. Taking a look at the roads in Gauteng and Alberton, there's been an accident on the N12 eastbound before the Elands interchange. The middle lane is currently blocked, so please do approach with caution. In the Western Cape in Khayelitsha on the N2 outbound, there's a stationary vehicle before Muway obstructing the emergency lane, so please do keep a lookout for that. And taking you to the Metro Rail Northern Line, there's an extended travel time of between 20 and 30 minutes on the Wellington line due to TFR signalling restrictions between Belleville and Brackenfell, and infrastructure problems in various areas. Also speed restrictions and sets are out of service. That's the latest update in terms of the road. But right now, let's take a look at your weather. Well, we've asked you to send us some beautiful sunrise pictures, and so you have done. Marilyn Phillips, thank you so much. You sent us a beautiful sunrise from Nahoon Reef in East London, where sunny conditions can be expected with a passing shower in the evening and temperatures reaching a maximum of 23 degrees. Also, Engela Venter sent us her sunrise picture from Pietermaritzburg, where plenty of sunshine can be expected with clear skies and warm temperatures reaching a hot maximum of 34 degrees. But let's take a look at those temperatures around the country. Starting off in Polokwane, temperatures ranging between 8 and 26. Sunny conditions over there, but the highest temperatures in the country can be found in Mbombela, between 14 and 34 degrees Celsius. In Pretoria, 11 to 28. Johannesburg, 10 to 26. In the Northwest Province, Mahikeng, a low of 10 and a high of 28. Plenty of sunshine to be expected in Klerksdorp, and temperatures ranging between 6 and 28. Kimberley, 9 to 30. The lowest temperatures in the country in Bloemfontein, a low of 4 and a high of 27, while high humidity will be found in Richards Bay and a low of 19 and a high of 34. Pietermaritzburg between 8 and 34. Durban 17 to 28. Mthatha between 8 and 33. East London will see a low of 13 and a high of 23, while it will be a cold start for the morning in Craddock, starting off at 5 degrees Celsius and rising to a maximum of 33. Southwesterly winds of 24 kilometers per hour blowing through Port Elizabeth this morning, and temperatures ranging between 13 and 20 degrees Celsius. George between 11 and 18. Northwesterly winds of 24 kilometers per hour blowing through Sutherland, a low of 5 and a high of 25. The Mother City, 12 to 18, and high humidity will be the order of the day in Worcester, 9 to 23 your temperatures range, and Springbok 15 to 32, and rounding things off in Uppington, 12 and a high of 32 degrees Celsius. Sunny temperature or sunny conditions all throughout the day. That's what the weather looks like, but no matter what it may be in your part of the country, here's to hoping you have a fantastic Friday.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
When you hear that tune, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's a birthday, baby, and we can't wait to just highlight a few of our Expresso fam out there that's having a birthday today. Kicking off with, it's a whole 60 today. A letter wishing you a happy birthday, and this is what your message says. May your day be filled with love and joy. The family love you a lot, from your sisters, brothers, your daughter, grandchildren, and the rest of her family and friends. God bless you. So a letter. Happy 60th birthday, looking gorgeous. And then a big 45, happy 45th birthday to Reshma. May you be surrounded by angels that will light your way with grace. Have a lovely day from the Sharma and family.
So this one comes, it's almost like a little bit of counseling going on here. I'm sensing like a deeper narrative playing out here. So our very long-winded message starts as such. Now, this is really cool. Being 50, it's not the end of the world. It is a milestone and a reminder to continue. Don't think too much about what you didn't do. Focus on everything you have achieved and carry on with your great work. Remember, we all love you so much. Have the most amazing of birthdays and many more amazing years to come. Lots of love from Natalie, your mom, Anita, Colleen, and Bradley. And that's going out to Jackie Smith. What a cool
Jackie,
message.
I love that. Happy
Jackie.
birthday.
I sense maybe you've been grappling with something, Jackie. Hopefully this makes you
But how
really
gorgeous
get
does
it.
Jackie look,
She
hey?
is
Come on.
beautiful,
Huh?
absolutely
I'm loving
beautiful.
it.
Happy birthday, Jackie. Then happy birthday to Hazel Salo on her 60th birthday as well. May the God keep on blessing you more and keep you for us. And that's from Sharon, Richard, Nana, and children. Happy birthday, Hazel.
That is so beautiful. And then we want to wish Ursula Mitchell a happy 32nd birthday today. Yes, here's your message. You are an amazing, loving, and wonderful woman. Your kind heart knows how to care for us. Happy birthday from Nazim, Dariano, and Daronique Mitchell. Also, a very happy 6th birthday to our boy, Drayden Fountain. Have a beautiful day. Daddy loves you. Look at you, G.
Oh, check it out. That was the Formula One.
Wow.
Oh, he was a cool kid. I think I broke all the rules by taking him across the barrier to take a photo. What a nice dude, man.
Very cool. Very
Drayden,
cool.
Love you, guy. That's
Nice.
very sweet, man. Oh, man. Then a happy 32nd birthday to our lovely sister, Emerentia. Hope you have an awesome and a blessed day. Love you so, so much. Emerentia, you know that's coming from your gorgeous family. And then happy 21st birthday. That's a big one to Cleo. We are so proud of the young lady that you have become. Keep on shining. May you have an
Cleo's
awesome
beautiful.
day. Love Dad, Rowena, and Mason. We have proven emphatically we have the most beautiful viewers on our show, undoubtedly, and their family members as well.
Yes.
And then a happy 36th birthday to Kuzo Rale Hopeng. May God grant you many more years to come. Enjoy every bit of it. And that's from your girlfriend, Kensani. Happy birthday, girl.
And ending it off with a big happy birthday, a heavenly birthday wish to an amazing husband, a loving and caring dad and grandpa, Dennis Williams. We miss you like crazy, gone too soon from your loving wife, Martha, children and grandsons. So, yeah.
Posthumously, we are sending all our love to you. Happy birthday, you're an incredible man. And to your family, who clearly miss you desperately. Hopefully they can appreciate the positive side of today.
Exactly. Well, giving all of our viewers a happy birthday wish. Here's a little treat just for you.
Take it away, girls. What?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Expresso family. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Expresso family. Happy birthday to you.
That was very unexpected and very cool. I mean, I was just like out there on my seawall getting my, I'm all up in inspiration. Inspiration. Listen, these young ladies have just recently returned from a tour of the United States. They are from the School of Rock. They are part of the All-Star program, and they're going to show you exactly why they are part of this special program with a whole lot of love by Led Zeppelin. Take it away.
You need cooling, honey, I'm not fooling. I'm gonna send you back to school, way down inside. Honey, you need it. I'm gonna give you my love. I'm gonna give you my love.
performance. Thank you very, very much, young ladies. Let us know what you thought about that on our social media pages. That certainly inspired me. I was just in the back, just like, loving it. What a way to tune into your Friday frequency. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. It's all about our Bok Friday. And yet again, we welcome.
Friday?
Yeah. It's,
Nobody told me to put on my jersey, and I've got it here though.
But just wrap it around you like a scarf.
Exactly what I'm going to do.
Of course, a big one, because it's all about the World Cup now, and ultimately our last big test build up towards the Rugby World Cup and our opener against New Zealand. We play Los Pumas tomorrow at Loftus Versfeld. An opportunity to test out some players that might not have been in the zone. A couple of interesting names being thrown into the mix. Here to chat to us about all of these possible permutations.
Hello.
Hello.
And you've got a special Bok jersey. Yours has got like the players, you know, like those ribs.
Yeah.
They look, it's got the fancy things.
I am an athlete.
Who are your friends?
I am a Bok.
That's cool. I don't know if
Yeah, but I was about to say, you've got the numbers, you've got the faces, I don't.
That's true.
So,
you know, in whichever way we are finding ways to support our boys. I feel like we need to get the Guijo squad on the show for like a Bok Friday to really get the nation hyped up, because they are doing...
But I think the nation is hyped up though.
Yeah, but
anyway, we level up.
And we can believe. So let's put it in perspective. How important is this game right now? We've pretty much got the team locked down.
Yeah, 80%, Rassi said this week, 80% is locked down. But it is very important because there are combinations that still need to be tested out, fitness levels of certain players, including our captain, Sia Khaleesi.
Yeah.
Tested out, and also players that need to get their game time before they finalise their squad for the Rugby World Cup.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very important clash. Yeah.
I mean, with the winning of the Rugby Championship, that obviously puts us on the front foot in terms of going forward into the Rugby World Cup. But I don't know if we've really kind of spoken about the challenges. Obviously, injuries, players coming back in, like Captain Sia Khaleesi, is a bit of a concern, because you want to have him at full match fitness, and obviously, you know, the squad kind of building around him in that way and supporting him. But what do you think are some of the challenges that we face going into this World Cup?
Because we don't want to go in blind.
Yeah, I think match fitness, yes. Rassi did say straight off the bat, Sia will captain, but he needs to be fit, and I'm fine with that, because
so
we want to take...
So you're putting the whole Schalk Brits drama to bed right now. Boom.
I don't. For me, that takes the pressure off Sia, so he can just play rugby on Saturday. He doesn't have to worry about captaining and all that other pressure. So I'm happy with Schalk Brits captaining the side tomorrow. I think the oldest first-time captain, 38 years old, so, you know, it can be done like Roger Federer. The older oaks are doing it. But I think some of the challenges definitely match fitness, the traveling to Japan,
Yeah.
also the conditions there. Do we know the conditions
Yeah,
there?
do
no,
we?
not really. Someone like Dwayne who played there might know it, but I mean, that's 1 out of 31 players that are going to go probably. But I'm sure Rassie went to scout beforehand and they've gone through to see what the conditions are and they're making plans for that. And also in South Africa, there will be 6 standby players. So they will announce the squad and then there'll be 6 standby players. So if there would be injuries, they will have them
Because
covered.
you are taking, and we've spoken about this, and this is the dream scenario, you're taking a squad, not 2 teams.
Yes.
And ideally, you can choose on form on the day.
Yeah.
You can make a choice on who is looking and feeling good in that moment.
Yeah.
Horses for courses, that's what it's about. You know, we said that about the New Zealand team that brought home a Rugby World Cup, Dan Carter. He's too old. And there was so much said about the Retallics and the people that were kind of
But you need
past their prime. But you
experience,
need it in those crunch moments.
That's why
You
France
need
Day,
that.
Valie Leroux, like Scott Brits, like they're all there for experience as well.
I'm going to say Skara Ntobeni is one of the nicest guys in South African rugby. So, Skara, if you're watching right now, which I doubt you are, bro.
No, he's in practice. He's doing something.
Bro,
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Well done.
man. I know how much that means to you. Who would you like to see knock down that door to get into this final Bok team?
I've said it before, Herschel Yankees. I really adore
Surely he-
him.
surely he
But I
must
think he's got his
Surely.
ticket booked to that. There's like rumours that those Oaks that are arrested this week, they're assured of a
secure,
Bok
yeah.
place in the squad. But yeah, someone like Skara Ntobeni is great, but I don't know if he's
There's
going to
not
make
space in
it.
hooker,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't know
think.
if there's space.
Yeah.
There's so much competition. That's great for South African rugby, though.
Yeah.
Everyone is on form at the moment. Everyone is playing well, and also I think most importantly, they're playing together very well as well. There's a nice vibe in the team, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I trust all of them, and I trust Rassie. So let's see what happens in terms of the selection.
From a tournament perspective, what do you think we as fans should be expecting? I mean, obviously the opener against New Zealand is going to be a tough one. It's going to be a cracker.
That'll set the tone
They have
for the
so
whole World
much
Cup.
to prove.
Yes.
In fact, I think that this weekend's tester for them. If they don't make a comeback, there's going to be serious doubts over whether
I think there's
any
already
prospects.
the All Blacks are beatable. So it's like.
But I'm terrified of a wounded beast All Blacks. More than a confident All Blacks, I'm actually more scared of an All Blacks because their default mode is win.
Yeah.
And if they've erred from that, they're going to get back to that as quickly and as aggressively as possible, which makes me nervous.
That's if we don't all level up. You know what I mean?
That's what I was about to
we could
say,
also
is
come
that-
up with our
Have we
own
though?
game plan.
Have we
and-
leveled
I
up,
think we
do you
have.
think?
Yeah, I think we have. You don't doubt. You're wearing that green
We've
gold.
just
You
been
don't
through the
doubt.
Cricket World Cup, guys. Just
No,
allow
that
me,
is.
you
We
know.
don't even talk about this like Voldemort.
No,
he
no,
must
for
be not
sure.
be
No,
named.
I think, but
is
you've
the
got to
Cricket
be.
World Cup.
You have to be realistic about this. Is this going to be a
Look,
North?
the World Cup's open anyway.
Yeah.
There's so many. I mean, we've got England, Wales, the
Absolutely.
Aussies, South Africa. The All Blacks are always a challenge, and even Argentina, to an extent. Maybe they make the knockout stages as well. Like it's a wide open World Cup. I think it's the most competitive World Cup there has been.
Come on, the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Come on.
Listen, Saturday is where it's at. We're taking on Los Pumas at Loftus Versfeld. The game kickoff at 5:05. And yeah, good luck to Rassie deciding on who to field and obviously kind of showing us what we can expect at the Rugby World Cup in a couple of weeks' time, facing off against the likes of New Zealand. The All Blacks is a group of death. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We'll bring you all the scores,
Sorry,
of course,
Namibia.
come Monday morning.
Sorry, guys.
We love you, neighbours.
It's going to be tough.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll always find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
Be surprised indeed. Now it's time to think outside the pizza box with the Crazy Store and the Thingamajig range. The Thingamajig range is an exclusive mixture of functional kitchen items with a fun and quirky side to them. Enter the pizza cutter. But it's called an axe pizza cutter to be exact, that we're putting up to the task of slicing this morning's delicious lumberjack pizza. Are you ready to take the boring out of the ordinary and add a touch of fun with this thingamajig? Well, Kat,
I'm ready.
you, my darling, and
I'm
we are
so
going to be
ready.
making some delicious pizza and, of course, making
Yes.
sure that we slice it to perfection. And
Yes.
you and I are both going to be making a lumberjack pizza.
Because a lumberjack pizza is where it is at. It's the
Must be
thing. It's the
made.
craze.
It is the
What's the
craze.
craze craziest topping you've had on a pizza, though?
Oh my goodness, what is the craziest topping?
Yeah?
I've had a meaty deluxe.
A meaty
which
deluxe.
was everything from mince, salami, boerewors. It was all things.
I was about to say triple wors and double steak.
Alles en nog wat. All right,
Yeah,
so
okay.
you've got your pizza. I've been working hard all morning. That's why you guys haven't seen me. I've basically pre-cooked our pizza bases, which
What a
is
wonderful
self-raising
delight.
flour and yogurt, and we've baked them. So now we are ready. We've gotten it nice and crispy.
Good.
So now we're ready to put on our toppings, and you can basically use any tomato-based topping. We've got some bacon, we've got some salami, we've got cheese, we've got pepper, we've got salt, and then we've got some herbs as well. So you can go for
Excellent.
it.
All right,
While
so-
you're doing that, the Thingamajig range is an exclusive range to the Crazy Store, a range that puts an imaginative, fun twist on everyday items. They also make great original gifts for all occasions. Now, a pizza cutter, also known as a rollerblade, a power slicer, or a pizza wheel, is a utensil that is used to cut pizzas, and that's what we're going to be using today to make sure that everybody gets a slice.
I mean, there's something about making pizza that is so
Do you know there's something about
therapeutic.
making it yourself that is so wonderful as well? Because
And you know all about that, because that's what you've been doing all morning long.
And also,
making
you
these
know what's
pizzas.
going on it. You know, it's not like, oh, what is this ingredient? Nobody knows, but it's provocative.
Goodness, look at
There
that.
we
Okay,
go.
fantastic. Then, did you say crispy bacon?
Yes, darling.
on
I'm
pizza?
okay, you're gonna use the crispy bacon.
Yeah,
I'll go with
yeah,
our
I'll go with that.
salami slices over here.
That is just yumptious, scrumptious,
good.
delightful.
So the keyword for this delicious recipe this morning is crazy. SMS that to 33728. We'll gladly send you the ingredients list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this delicious lumberjack pizza yourself.
You know when you went to I wasn't. No, I couldn't finish all of this.
Yeah.
When you went to Rome, you were in Rome.
Yes, I was in Italy, Rome.
Did you have some Italian pizza?
I was in
proper?
the city of Pisa, and I had an authentic pizza there. It was absolutely divine, so delicious. Oh man, it was gorgeous. But this one is going to be even more amazing. Why? Because we're making it ourselves.
Yeah.
Did you use all the bacon?
Oh my
Wow.
goodness gracious!
Wow.
You know what we could do? Once the pizzas are made, we could slap them together.
Like a sandwich.
Like a sandwich, and then we make that double lumberjack.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I love it. Well, if you want to take one more look at how we made this, then take a look at it yourself. Thank you.
There's a
Such
piece-
kindness.
here we
The
go.
cherry right in the
That's
middle.
going to be amazing.
I know.
Pizza is anara, pizza carbonara. When you cut it lumberjack. Yes.
Using a thingamajig.
It's
All right,
amazing
so
when
the
you make
moment
it.
has arrived. Are you ready to cut the pizza?
I am ready to cut the
Oh,
pizza.
Look at how quick, look at how easy, look at how
Show
wonderful
me,
it is.
show me.
There we go. Ooh,
Lovely. Oh,
crisp.
with the egg, you get the ooze.
We added a poached egg. Ta-da! All right.
Because it's a breakfast, it's a pizza. You make it when you cut it with the thingamajig. Roll it
Gorgeous.
back and forth, the carbonara.
I love it, I love it. All right, there we go. Woo!
That is
Cha.
amazing.
Are you ready?
You have done so well.
There you go, sir.
I'm immensely proud of you. Thank
And it's
you.
also like a hander over.
Oh, and it's warm. Oh.
Crazy to 33728. We'll send you the ingredients list and the link to the recipe, and you could be having this delicious, delicious pizza. And of course, we know that this Crazy Store is there for all things crazy and amazing and the most imaginative gifts as possible as well. And who says pizza cutters are only for pizza? You can also use them to cut Play-Doh, cut sandwiches into pieces, shred lettuce, and cut herbs for cooking, cut fudge. You can use it for everything. How does it taste?
Wow. Makes me feel like a lumberjack.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll always find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
My name is Pesi Khivazi. I'm a TV presenter. You might recognize me from Selimatunzi. I'm also an actor, model, and everything awesome. I can't wait to be on the island. I've never been on an island like this before. I just want to swim and be there for as long as I possibly can, which means I am definitely going to win this one. Mango peach is my favorite flavor simply because it takes me back to when I was a child and I used to get it on occasion, but now I can have it all the time. To join me on the island to find fame and fortune, all you have to do is go buy yourself a bottle of Tropica and follow all the entry details. Take a video of yourself explaining why you would be my ideal partner. All you have to do is hashtag TIOT9 and upload that on all of your social media platforms. When you send your audition clip, remember to always remain confident and know exactly what you want to say. And me and you could be on the island together competing to win R1 million. Join me on the island and come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropical Island of Treasure, Carrol.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Listen, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is so good. And by that I'm talking about all of this pizza in my mouth and in my hand.
Put it in the face.
Lumberjack pizza.
Is that what
cut
it's
it up with a
officially called?
thingamajiggy. Yeah, that's what you were using.
This is like the coolest thing I've ever seen,
It's like a
to
battle
be quite
axe.
honest. It really is a tomahawk of joy because they just put the pizza in my mouth, and this is one of the nicest pizzas I've eaten. This is lovely. A breakfast pizza, yeah?
Some very important duties that we have to handle right now, which include the news headlines, and we have to handle the very important duty of not allowing that pizza to go cold. Okay?
Of course.
Just, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
In the national news this morning, the Department of Transport says it will table a railway safety bill later this year that seeks to strengthen the railway model and increase personal safety. The bill also aims to combat crime in the railway environment. The Department of Home Affairs announced yesterday that it had relaxed visa laws for Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates and New Zealand in a move aimed at boosting South Africa's tourism. On the international front, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has appointed Oxfam International Executive Director Winnie Byanyima, a Ugandan, as the new UNAIDS Executive Director. The Kremlin has lauded 2 Russian pilots as heroes and said they would receive state awards after they landed an airliner carrying 233 people in a cornfield outside Moscow after striking a flock of birds during takeoff. And then finally, women are members of the Pirates Women's Rugby Club in Johannesburg had the surprise of their lives recently when 2 of the greatest rugby players of all time, Brian Habana and Dan Carter, casually strolled into their change room where they were quite incidentally watching a Dan Carter tutorial video. The unsuspecting women were caught completely off guard and immediately started hopping around and bouncing, cheering and screaming wildly at the sight of their heroes in the flesh. Carter and Habana are acting as Rugby World Cup 2019 ambassadors for MasterCard, a worldwide partner of the huge event due to start in Japan on the 21st of September. Women's rugby is one of the world's fastest growing team sports, and some 2.7 million women and girls are playing the game, which is absolutely incredible. Well, let's take another look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Kat.
Thank
Thanks, Leanne. Well, Englishman Luke Pearce will take charge of tomorrow's Rugby World Cup warm-up match between South Africa and Argentina at Loftus Versfeld. In cricket news, the Cricket World Cup winning England were bowled out for 258 runs on day 2 of the second Ashes test against Australia at Lord's yesterday. And in football news, Central University of Technology beat the University of the Free State 2-0 in their Bloemfontein varsity football derby at the CUT Stadium last night. We'll take a look at fuller stories at the top of the hour. Right now, let's take a look at what's happening in your traffic.
So, Buddha, all of this for dollar low monthly fees.
Money.
Well, starting off in Gauteng, in Pretoria, there is congestion on the N14 southbound between Eupheus Road and the CBD area. Please do avoid the area and use an alternative route this morning. In the Western Cape, in Philippi, on Danafontein Road, there has been a multi-vehicle accident before the Downs Road. Now, the road has been closed and traffic is being diverted through the residential area. So please use an alternative route this morning if you can. Taking a look at the Metro Rail Central Line, there's an extended travel time of approximately 60 minutes due to overhead electrical problem impacting inbound Lewistown train services, and all inbound trains operating via Tygerberg and all outbound trains operating as scheduled. Commuters are advised to make use of an alternative mode of transport between Mutual and Belleville. And that's your latest traffic and update. Right now, let's take a look at the weather with Leanne.
We've asked you to send us your sunrise pictures, and Tato sent us his sunrise from Johannesburg, where plenty of sunrise or sunshine can be expected with pleasant temperatures and low humidity, reaching a maximum of 26 degrees. Also, Cindy van der Madver sent us her sunrise picture from East London, where partly sunny conditions can be expected with increasing cloud cover and a passing shower in the evening, reaching a hot maximum of 23 degrees. But let's take a look at some of the other temperatures in and around the country. Polokwane, you're looking at a low rising to 26 degrees. The highest temperature in the country is for Mbombela today, 14 reaching 34 degrees. Pretoria, you're looking at a low of 11 rising to 28. Johannesburg, 10 reaching 26 degrees. Mahikeng, 10 rising to 28. Also, there's plenty of sunshine for Klerksdorp with a low of 6 reaching 28 degrees. Kimberley, your low is 9 reaching 30 degrees today. Now, the lowest temperature in the country is for Bloemfontein with a low of 4 reaching 27 degrees. And then there is some high humidity for Richards Bay with a low of 19 rising to 32. Pietermaritzburg, a low of 8 reaching 34. Durban, your low is 17, your high is 28 degrees. Mthatha, a low of 8 reaching 33 degrees. East London, 13 rising to 23. And then there is a bit of a cold start for the morning. Craddock, you're looking at a low of 5 reaching 33 degrees. And then there will be a southwesterly wind of 24 kilometers per hour for Port Elizabeth with a low of 13 reaching 20 degrees. George, your low is 11 rising to 18. Also Sutherland, you can expect a northwesterly wind of 24 kilometers per hour and a low of 5 rising to 25 degrees. Cape Town, you're looking at a minimum temperature of 12 reaching 18 degrees. And then there will be some high humidity for Worcester with a low of 9 reaching 23 degrees. Springbok, your low is 15 reaching 32, and then Uppington, your low is 12, also reaching 32 degrees today. So it looks like there's going to be some warm, pumping weather all around the country. I'll have another update for you at 8.
Feel the box spirit within. Yes, absolutely. I've now finally got my pride on my shoulders and I'm ready for the weekend.
Oh man, I think we are all ready for the weekend, but more importantly, are you ready for the World Cup? So for the last few weeks, we've been getting excited like two little school children, really gushing over the incredible competition that Nedbank and MasterCard are offering their card holders the opportunity to attend the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan. We know to be completely immersed in the whole experience, and that golden ticket to the final.
Wow, is there anything better that a fan could really ask for? I really don't think there is. And here to share all the details is Chris Wood from Nedbank. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Awesome to be here, guys.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know who.
3 excited school children, not just 2.
That encompasses the 3 of us. So this is an exciting campaign, and I think fans out there, their heads must be exploding at the possibility of experiencing the Rugby World Cup on this grand scale and level. Why did Nedbank choose to involve itself in this way?
We are obviously very long-term partners of MasterCard. We believe in, first and foremost, the power of South Africa, and I think the opportunity that being at a World Cup, never mind the Rugby World Cup, which we've obviously got a great history in, gives not just to ourselves but to our customers and the opportunities that these things involve. So there's nothing more exciting than going to, I suppose, Japan, not just any World Cup, and actually, you know, seeing the Boks lift the trophy once again.
Come on, speak it into existence.
Yeah, completely. It's going to be something truly unique. We get a sense that the Boks are peaking at just the right time. Here I thought it was just the green. You were like, you know what else is green? You know, the Springbok jersey is green and our branding is green. There is a beautiful fit when it comes to national pride, and when we joke about it being in our DNA, it quite literally is in the modern South African DNA. But all of that is wonderful. But this is the best prize ever in existence. What is the experience going to offer that unbelievably lucky winner?
So many winners, actually. I'm very happy to say we've got 9 double packages to the Rugby World Cup in Japan. 3 of those packages will be for the All Blacks South African opening game, or I think it's the second game of the World Cup, but our first game. 3 of those will be for the semi-finals, and 3 of those will be for the finals. And that's just where it starts. So that involves 5 nights accommodation in the city that's hosting that particular game, access to the game, 5-star hotel accommodation, a captain's run the day before the game, so the guys will be able to go into the stadium, watch the team doing their final kind of paces. Rassie and the team, Siya Kolisi, will be going through all the kind of behind-the-scenes conversations that they're going to be running, as well as obviously access to the game itself, and a World Cup rugby ball. So literally, you know, there's not much that's been left out of those packages.
Just a whole wow.
Just everything.
So when do we find out who the winners are? I just put us out of our misery.
So that draw will be done up in Joburg with MasterCard in the next couple of weeks. I won't give you a specific date, but watch this space. The announcement is imminent. But yeah, very, very exciting for us.
And it's a spend of 750 Rand, if I can remember correctly.
Yes, so there are a number of things that customers have been doing over the last couple of months. We've been running this competition for about 4 months already. It's been a combination of, you know, use your MasterCard, tap it on a terminal, use your Nedbank scan to pay, which is when you scan a QR code. So just a combination of different things, and spending 750 Rand in a month to qualify.
Because we don't officially work for Nedbank, dude, so we can enter this.
Yeah, actually, we're fans. We're just
no, it is truly special, but not just the 9 winners of this unbelievable, life-changing, I think it's going to be prized, but we've also been offering these cool hampers, and I understand you've arrived at our winners in this space, man.
Yes, so
8 of them, eh?
Yes, 8 of those. So I've got some names here.
Can we have a drum roll, please? Can we?
Just for drum.
There we go.
There it is. There it is. Crescendo.
All right. So the Expresso winners of the Rugby World Cup package, which is valued at 3,000 Rand and is front and centre there, are Edwina Steed, Hakima Solomon, Beverly Morsum, Malcolm Martin, Caroline Renwick, Clyde Hendricks, Sabashni Mudley, and Cindy Orchard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Congratulations to you. Thanks for entering. And yes, that is now yours
and it's
to celebrate
really
the Rugby
cool
World
prize.
Cup with. Absolutely.
You can be a walking beacon of Bok love. I think you are clearly as emotionally invested in this team as we are. I could hear kind of behind the scenes here how much you were chatting to Katoa about the sporting element of this. It's going to be one of the coolest World Cups, I think, in a long time from a Springbok perspective. What are your predictions for this World Cup? How do you see this guy playing out?
Obviously, South Africa will win.
Obviously.
As I said, speak it in and it'll happen.
Sure.
No, but on a serious note, I think we really are incredibly hopeful. I was at the game against the Wallabies in Joburg a couple of weeks ago. I was just saying, I mean, the atmosphere in the stadium, you know, when you hear the national anthem and you feel like there's no ways you can lose this game. The team, the squad seems to be coming together at the right time. I think what used to be left up to chance maybe is what Rassie has brought in terms of the technicality of understanding the right combinations at the right time, who comes off the bench at the right time. There are no chances being taken. And I think, yeah, we kind of know how to win World Cups. It's been done before. I think it can be done again, and nothing better than coming off a win. You know, first time in 10 years of the Rugby Championship. It's that winning feeling.
Oh,
my word.
Do you have an empty slot every Friday
I
to
can
come
do
in for our
sports, sports I can do, yeah.
You can commentate the opening game for us, man. Chris, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And
Thanks
what a
for
great
having me.
opportunity, of course, for Nedbank customers out there to win the opportunity of a lifetime. To those that have won and entered, thank you very much.
Well done, guys.
Massive congratulations to you. Wear that new Bok jersey with pride as we gear up for the Rugby World Cup. And of course, we are crossing our lucky fingers for you. For those who are waiting to hear your name being called up for the team to join the Springboks in Japan. And that's going to be something truly, truly special.
Yep, and of course, you can stay connected to Nedbank, stay connected to MasterCard, as I think the golden ticket providers in this case really providing something truly remarkable, hopefully for the ultimate Bok fan out there.
Well, we're going to take a quick ad break on that note with our Springbok hearts beating fast and our faces at the back of the jerseys. We'll see you on the other side.
Let me see that, man. Let me see that, man.
Again.
Got your back.
Oh, man. What a game. Never had that many points being scored, but
Stop. Not just last week, when my wife racked up a ton of loyalty points on a shopping spree.
Your wife, she could be swapping you to Rugby World Cup 2019 in Japan with Nedbank and MasterCard.
My man, so Ungchela with the Nedbank MasterCard, you can swipe your way to the World Cup. Yo, now that's different.
Money.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, if you're looking to kick back and relax this weekend, then SABC3 has got you covered. Now, on Friday night, things are not as they seem as we delve into the 2015 horror film called Emily, in which a couple's replacement babysitter turns out to be more than what they bargained for when she subjects their kids to a series of twisted activities. Let's take a look.
A date night.
Listen up, you three. Anna, here, is in charge, okay? You be good, you do what she says.
There comes a night of terror.
Sally, stop smiling. Stop smiling.
Tonight, I think Drake deserves a special treat.
Get him out! Stop!
Everyone dies at some point.
There's something wrong with the new babysitter. You're a liar. I know it.
You gonna shoot me?
Shoot me!
Emily, Friday at 9:30 on 3. The stage is yours. Own it.
Friday, 9:30 on 3, so definitely check it out. And it's at a nice time. You know, it's that scary time. The kids are asleep. You're sitting there with popcorn, actually like freaking out. Definitely.
own the suspense. I love that. Own it. Go out and own it. Then let's shift gears. Sunday afternoon, 2016, an Indian crime thriller, Rustom, it is called, based on actual true events, believe it or not, sees a naval officer returning home to find out about his wife's affair. Tale as old as time. Soon he surrenders after murdering the lover. Ooh, what a twisted tale, but the case unfolds. It starts to reveal his hidden intentions. There's always a twist. Take a look.
A dedicated naval officer, a scheming friend and an unfaithful wife form the 3 points of a deadly triangle in Rustom, a crime thriller and courtroom drama starring Akshay Kumar, Ileana D'Cruz and Arjun Bajwa. This award-winning movie shows Indian cinema at its peak. Rustom on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Yes, indeed. Rustom, Sunday at 2:30. Looks good, man.
So basically, we've got the entire weekend covered, huh?
We got you settled. You can just settle right in, delve right in, sink your teeth into an awesome movie lineup. But if you do want to get out, plenty happening at the local box office as well.
Absolutely. Of course, JP has all of the latest news coming from the silver screen. Movies releasing today.
Yes, indeed. There are just 2 more to speak of. We just spoke about Playmobil earlier. And this one could be interesting. I have been cautiously optimistic about it, although some of the trailers that I've seen as time has gone by, they've not gotten stronger necessarily.
Kind of taking you on a downward trajectory.
But I haven't seen it, let's be fair.
Okay. All right.
So the kitchen stars Melissa McCarthy, Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish.
JP's very open-minded here. And Elizabeth Moss, who we know from
The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah. Blessed be the fruit.
What he said.
Look at her. That's amazing. She's such a boss lady on that screen.
Have you seen Us by any chance? Jordan Peele's new horror. She's like one of the highlights in it.
Yes.
So good. You didn't even notice her.
No, not for the moment when I was quickly thinking about it. I just think
she was so good in that, right? So I'm sure, as you can see already, she brings the heat in this. I'm glad you saw that, by the way. Yes. Melissa McCarthy, obviously a comedian usually. Tiffany Haddish, I don't need to tell you, one of the funniest people alive as well. But this you can clearly see is not going to be comedic at all. Last year there was a movie called Widows by Steve McQueen. Seems like it's pretty much similar, which isn't a sin because this was based on a comic book from back in the D.
Yeah.
But no superheroes or anything like that. Nothing supernatural. These women find themselves in a situation where their husbands, who are all working in the mob, are all arrested all at once, and they have to try and pick up the pieces where they left off.
Oh, yes,
so
I remember something
similar to that kind of premise. And I think these kinds of things are great, especially after I think Ocean's 8 wasn't so strong, like an all-woman team going into the crime world or whatever. Like I like if more of these are given it a second shot.
Yeah.
However, some critics are saying it's kind of dull and humorless. I think that maybe if you don't have huge anticipation about it or whatever, and you don't mind a B-grade kind of action, which doesn't mean bad, I just mean like, popcorn fun, then maybe it's for you. But I'm still holding out some hope.
Yeah, looking at the cost.
To do something...
Off the strength of that alone.
Clearly reinventing themselves. I mean, Melissa McCarthy was just nominated for an Oscar for doing something totally different than what we're used to. That was, I can't remember the name, but Oscar nominated nevertheless. So maybe taking a route into the more serious could be a revelation.
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully this could
I still can't let go of the fact that you just threw in like back in the D, like it's a thing.
Yeah, I think you can tell how OG I am by using back in the D.
Back in the D?
Sorry, fam, I don't say
nobody ever.
I can feel my head cracking tenaciously. I'm aging in front
Let's
of you.
shoot on to the next one. Blinded by the Light.
Blinded by the Light is about a musician from back in the D.
The feel-good movie of the year, they're calling it.
A lot of people are calling it one of the most uplifting things they've seen in a long time.
Wow, irresistible. You won't stop smiling.
Okay, are those demands? Sure. So from now on, JP will not stop smiling because Cat was super. Blinded by the Light is about a dude who is he's in Thatcher, UK, and this was a bad time for, if you were human in the UK. There was austerity. Thatcher was beating up miners, taking milk away from kids, and this guy lives in a poor neighborhood. He's of Pakistani descent. This does not make life easier in a time.
With the Beatles around then?
The who?
The Beatles.
I just said the Who to the Beatles. That's weird. kid. I know precisely who the Beatles are, don't worry, but this is
They were there back in the D.
Back in the D, yes. Man, I'm going to have to go to Home Affairs and re-register as Opa. So this one, however, is based on Bruce Springsteen and how that brings this dude's soul back after he feels like he's cramped. He wants to be a writer when he grows up, but his father's telling him, no, you just got to like take care of the family, be your pharmacist, do your thing. He's dealing with racism on the other end and bullying at school. He's dealing with, like I said, a country that is totally like in a situation that's really inhumane to its own people. And Bruce Springsteen, who is this guy, I don't think I need to explain who Bruce Springsteen is. I don't know if South Africa like picked up on him as strongly as we did, say, Rodriguez or Bob Dylan, or for me it's Tom Waits or whatever. But he's this guy who's like about people power. Join the union. You've got the union boss, you've got Bob Dylan, who people call the boss, then you've got your own boss, who you answer to third. And so he gains sort of like a sense of self-empowerment, a feeling of feeling less alienated. I look forward to this. Ain't seen it myself, but after we've just had Rocket Man, which was excellent, this isn't necessarily a total musical. And after people, I think, really enjoyed Yesterday, which was about that band you spoke about earlier, the Beatles, maybe this one is also a good feather in the cap for small movies about big bands and big sort of influences in musical culture on the culture of average people.
Certainly one of the most interesting storyline of what we've spoken about.
Yeah, I sometimes I just like small things. I don't, you know, not everything needs to have lasers attached or drones and all that kind of stuff.
Nice one, man.
People in denim singing Bruce Springsteen, what could be worse than that?
I mean, listen, we appreciate you, man. No need to go to Home Affairs, buddy. It's all right. It's all right.
Does anyone
back in the D, that was acceptable.
Take this out of my pension, what you just did to my shoulder.
Listen, take a look at those movies over the weekend, maybe one or two of them. Let us know what you think about them. But we're going to take a quick break, and the feel good continues hereafter.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, today we're talking the business of fashion, the ultimate in your 9-to-5 working girl wardrobe. And we all love the feeling of a power suit that makes you feel confident all day long. But today we're digging deeper into finding the top tips on how to slay the style ladder and get to the top of your work wardrobe game. Here in studio with me to make sure we do it stylishly and easily is stylist Bronwyn Day. Bronwyn, welcome to the show, my darling. Thanks,
Lee.
Let's talk about those basic essentials that we need when it comes to a capsule wardrobe for us working girls.
Yes, so it's really important just to focus on your key pieces. And this season, Woolworths has some amazing sort of classic must-haves, such as the shirt, the wide leg trouser, the blazer, and I've actually got a few here to show you as well. So I really, really, really love these wide leg trousers.
Those
really
are a vibe.
beautiful, high waist, and you can also probably dress them up on the weekend, which is double whammy. It's important to know that, you know, details such as the The tie front blouse are really big with the soft flouncy sleeve.
Yes.
Again, you can wear this a multitude of ways during the week for work. And I love this shirt, really, really classic with the covered buttons and this sort of double cuff, really chic and sophisticated. Okay. So these classics are sort of reinvented this season, and then print is also a very, very nice focus for workwear, just to jazz it all up.
I love it. In the beginning, you mentioned blazers, and of course, a blazer is one of those things that it's going to be timeless. But how do we update it and make sure that we choose the right blazer for the workplace?
Well, it's really important to mix a sort of blazer with something soft, because a blazer is sort of structured and tailored, which I love for workwear, but it's nice to bring a sort of feeling of femininity and comfort into your wardrobe. So I've actually got a lovely model this morning.
Yes, let's get our first model in.
Blazer look, and I've paired this with a beautiful print chiffon dress in store now, and I just love the sort of hard and soft combo. Wow. That's the sort of rule I live by with tailored pieces, is to mix it with something soft so that it just balances and it doesn't feel so strict and so sort of twisted all the time. Yeah,
I love that. Oh, it looks so fabulous. I love the two very different textures. It works. And the nice thing is that if she goes out later for drinks, just take the blazer off,
add a chunky necklace, and you're ready.
Very, very nice.
So I love that. And the French navy is really big. As you can see on the rail, there's a lot of navy.
So hot right now.
So it's like a new black, and I love that it's classic, but also, again, very sort of user-friendly, and you can mix it up a lot.
Very nice. What can one use to kind of spice up a work wardrobe?
So there are a lot of accessories in store at the moment that I'm loving, and I've also got a few here to show you. I'm loving these tonal shades. It's really important. Tonal is a fancy word for matching, basically.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And I just love the way you can kind of work with beiges and soft dusky shades of pinks, as well as the sort of mock croc and alligator and the snakeskin, very big this season, and a lovely way to freshen up a look you've already got that you want to rebuy a whole new look.
And
so that's good.
Exactly. In terms of the boss lady, what do we do to bring a little bit of personality into some work attire?
Yes.
You know, because sometimes it can kind of look all stock standard, the same thing, and you don't want to look like you're wearing a uniform, but you want to bring a little bit of yourself into the mix.
Yes, so it's important again to mix your classics like the pencil skirt, the wide leg trouser, the blazer with prints. So again, on the rail here are a few pieces that I really loved. I mean, this is a print dress you could pair with the same blazer.
Fabulous.
You could again take it off, put a biker jacket on, put a pair of sneakers on the weekend, so it can be mixed up. I love this sort of print as well, really beautiful, soft knot detail, really flattering for the figure as well if you carry weight around the middle. So lots of figure flattering pieces, and I've also got a lovely model to come and show us the high-waist pencil skirt, which is in. It's really chic. Love this, and I've added a sort of sportier strap, which is really nice for your own personality, with a structured bag.
And once again, could go with that very same blazer that you showcased in the beginning.
So all the pieces kind of, it's like a puzzle. You can kind of build it as you go along, and again, wear the shirt with the jeans on the weekend. So it's really nice to mix and match as well.
And you can see, girl, you are feeling this outfit, honey. I am loving it.
In the morning, so.
Oh, Ram, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
All of a sudden, going to the office has just become even more exciting.
Yes.
Well, we want to thank Bronwyn for these oh-so-chic tips and tricks on how to look like a boss lady and slay each day at the office. Remember that these looks are all available online, in store, and on the Woolies app again. So can we get our models in just one more time for a bit of a refreshed look at, come on girls, there we go. Loving this look to
Loving the navies.
Core. Yes.
Looks really cool.
And of course, when we return, we'll also be looking at some more Soho. Boho. Not Soho, Soho, Boho. But you're looking fabulous. And of course, we can now all be a boss lady. Let's go and take a look at what's happening in the world of news. And of course, the boys have that.
Yeah, a minute after 8 o'clock this morning, and here are your news headlines on the home front. The Department of Transport says it'll table a railway safety bill later this year that seeks to strengthen the railway model and increase personal safety. The bill also aims to combat crime in the railway environment. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula visited Transnet's Bayhead Maintenance Depot in Durban yesterday, together with the railway safety regulator. More than 4,000 incidents were reported in the railway environment across all categories during the 2017-2018 period, which is a 10% increase from the previous year. Now, the Department of Home Affairs announced yesterday that it had relaxed visa laws for Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates and New Zealand. Minister Aaron Motsoaledi said that the move was aimed at boosting the country's tourism in line with creating jobs. Of the 4 countries, Qatar is the only one that also allows South Africans into the country without a visa. But the department said it was involved in talks with the remaining 3 countries to reciprocate, and also allow South Africans to enter visa-free. On the international front, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has appointed Oxfam International Executive Director Winnie Byanyima from Uganda as the new UN AIDS Executive Director, a spokesperson for Guterres had said. Byanyima has held several roles affiliated to the governance of the African Union and has influenced the international agenda at the United Nations through her leadership in many coalitions of civil society organizations. 60-year-old Byanyima said she was honored to be joining UN AIDS at such a critical time in the response to HIV. Now, the Kremlin has lauded 2 Russian pilots as heroes and said that they would be receiving special state awards after they landed an airliner carrying 233 people in a cornfield outside Moscow after striking a flock of birds during takeoff. State television has dubbed the incident the Miracle over Ramensk, the name of the district where the plane came down after the pilots masterfully landed the Ural Airlines Airbus 321 neatly in a cornfield without its landing gear and with a failing engine. The pilots were praised as heroes as they had saved the lives of 233 people. And finally, when Jacaranda FM DJ Jazzy D was traveling to an event on the evening before Women's Day last week, he had an experience that he would not very likely forget. Motoring around about 10 p.m. in the evening, he saw a car on the side of the road and someone sprawled on a blanket outside the car, and he realized that something was very wrong. He then stopped and inquired whether there was a problem, and that's when he heard the woman was having a baby. He immediately alighted from his car and ably helped the brave woman deliver a bouncing baby girl right on the side of the road. Jazzy D then afterwards shared this special moment on social media. So fair to say the early Jazzy D catches the baby. Well, on that note, let's take a look at the final look at the sporting headlines of Graham.
Well, Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus will be making 15 changes to the starting lineup after the team that beat Los Pumas first time round in the Rugby Championship final. Englishman Luke Pearce will take charge of tomorrow's match between South Africa and Argentina at Loftus Versfeld. The young up-and-coming ref has officiated over the Springboks only 1 time before, but has taken charge of 23 test matches altogether. As I said, Bok coach Rassie Erasmus now makes 15 changes to that starting team that beat Los Pumas last weekend. The match between South Africa and Argentina, officially a World Cup warm-up, will kick off at 5:05 at Loftus tomorrow. Then in cricket, the Cricket World Cup winning England, they were bowled out for 258 runs on day 2 of the second Ashes test, of course against Australia at the famous Lords yesterday. Opener Rory Burns was the top batsman for England, reaching 53 runs from 127 deliveries. That tells a tale in itself. But the middle order, they quickly crumbled with the team, losing 4 wickets for just 46 runs. Australia only lost David Warner, who was bowled up by Stuart Broad to close on 30 for 1. Then on to football. Locally, Central University of Technology beat the University of the Free State 2-0 in their Bloem Varsity football derby at the CUT Stadium last night. Goals from Itumeleng Chalopo and Motusi Marilola were enough to secure the win for CUT. Some other results from last night's action saw draws for UJ, UWC and top of the table TUT. And on this Book Friday, we send another big shout out to the Springboks, and we bid farewell to all of our sport for this Friday morning.
Well, here's a quick update on your roads in Gauteng, Lindbro Park. There's been an accident involving a truck on the N3 eastbound after Marlborough Drive. The right lane is currently obstructed and causing delays, so please approach with caution. In the Western Cape in Khayelitsha on the N2 inbound, there's been an accident before Niue obstructing the right lane. Heavy delays can be expected, so please be patient on the roads this morning. Taking a look at the Metro Rail Central line, there's an extended travel time of approximately 60 minutes due to overhead electrical problem impacting inbound Lewistown train services. All inbound trains operating via Tygerberg and all outbound trains operate as scheduled. Commuters are advised to make use of alternative modes of transport between Mutual and Belleville. And that's the latest on your roads right now. Let's take one final look at the weather.
challenged you to send through your beautiful sunrise pictures, and you've risen to the occasion. Thank you so much to Gary Kunza for your sunrise from Atlantis in the Western Cape, and Michael Dunbar for your beautiful sunrise picture from Springs in Gauteng. Marilyn Phillips as well for your sunrise from Nahoon Reef in East London, and Angela Fenta for your sunrise picture from Pietermaritzburg, where you got a beautiful day ahead. Likewise, Tato Jesse for your sunrise from Jersey, and lastly, Cindy Fanamava for your gorgeous vista from East London there as well. Let's take a broad sweep of the temperatures across the land. Polokwane, your low 8 going up to 26 degrees. Highest temperature in the country in Mbombela, ranging between 14 and 34 degrees. Pretoria, your low 11 going up to 28 degrees. Johannesburg, 10 and 26 your range. Mahikeng, 10 and 28 degrees. Plenty of sunshine for Klerksdorp, 6 your low, but going up to 28 degrees. Beautiful day in Kimberley as well, 9 degrees your minimum, going up to a max of 30. Then the lowest temp in the country, Bloemfontein, 4 degrees your low, going up to a beautiful 27 though. And then high humidity expected for Richards Bay, ranging between 19 and 32 degrees. Pietermaritzburg, pretty warm today, 8 is your low, but a beautiful 34 degrees your maximum. Durban ranging between 17 and 28. Umtata, 8 and 33 degrees. Moderate temperatures in East London, 13 and 23. Then a cold start for Craddock this morning, 5 degrees, but going up to a beautiful 33. Then a southwesterly wind of 24 kilometers an hour expected in Port Elizabeth, with a low of 13 going up to 20 degrees. George, your low 11 going up to 18 degrees. Northwesterly wind of 18 k's an hour in Sutherland, where your low is 5 going up to 25 degrees. In the mother city, with a bit of cloud cover, you can expect moderate temperatures ranging between just 12 and 18 degrees. Then high humidity expected for Worcester, your low 9 going up to 23 degrees. Springbok, your low 15 going up to 32 degrees. Likewise, a max of 32 in Uppington, where you kickstart on 12 degrees today. As we always say, regardless of the weather, make sure it's a beautiful day ahead.
Well, it's time for us to continue talking more fashion. Our stylist Bronwyn is here, and it's all about the boho trend that's been around before, but of course, as fashion does, it always comes back and repeats itself. Bronwyn, tell us more about this boho trend.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. It's very feminine, and I love what you're wearing. It's all about prints, paisley prints, and sort of peasant blouses and soft, flouncy, romantic dresses. As you can see on the rail, I've selected a few key pieces from the
that's
store.
what I wanted to ask you. How do we use this boho trend as a quick fix and to kind of update our wardrobes?
Well, I love this piece. It's just really feminine,
So soft.
and I love the white. It's clean and it's fresh for summer and for coming into spring now. If you love print, the sort of navy background is also really strong for the season. Again, the dark background with the colourful paisley print. So it's really, really strong. And then the classic peasant blouse, which will always take you through the whole season. It's lovely for a weekend look. You can even wear it to the beach, rolled up, etc. And again, going into dresses, the boho trend is really, really big. So you can have the wrap front, the elasticated waist for a little bit of leeway. Really lovely and light and just fresh for the new season.
What are some of those key pieces that instantaneously transform you into a boho babe?
Well, yeah, we really love this whole paisley feel. It's sort of flowy and very relaxed, and it's all about just a free spirit. So these blouses you can team with a lot of denim, really, really big. The flared denims are really big for the season, denim shorts. And we've got a lovely model who's going to show us how to wear a lovely boho dress.
How you put it all together.
And I've accessorized it with the great round sunnies that are in store, and I just love that. The suede heel with a bit of gold details, so it's still a bit of glam. Yeah, and it's just really feminine with the flouncy sleeve and the tasseled accessories, really big. There's lots of accessories if you don't want to commit to a whole dress. So yeah, as you can see, Lilia's loving the boho look.
I'm feeling the freedom. I'm
feeling the sense
just,
of like
I'm
Coachella, music festivals. So it's all about freedom. Boho is really about your inner freedom, and I love that this trend's come back again.
Well, thank you so much, Bronwyn, for showing us that we can all incorporate a little bit of freedom into our wardrobes, especially with this beautiful weekend that's coming up, you know? So if you go and get some of these pieces, you'll definitely be unleashing your free spirit this season by wearing feminine prints and happy, chic silhouettes that transform you into the boho babe that you've always wanted to be. Now, these looks are available in store, online, or also on the Woolworths app. So make sure that you get involved and bring some freedom into your life and into your wardrobe. Thanks, Bronnie.
Thanks, Lee. Have a good weekend.
Absolutely amazing. Yes, I definitely will. Thanks, baby.
Great styling tips there.
Some gorgeous models, gorgeous clothes. Leanne, you look beautiful as well. Thank you so much to the gorgeous Bronwyn. Everyone's just gorgeous all around.
You know what's also gorgeous? These pizzas that are about to be cooked.
They will be cooked and they will be eaten. But it's a pizza-inspired culinary hotline bling. Uncle Tubbsy is standing by to take us through a pizza creation masterclass this morning. So I hope you're ready. In the face.
Get an insurance quote and stand a chance to win one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. Simply SMS the keyword insure to 31492 for a callback and quote, and you could be a winner.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show. Super delicious and very, very inspired by Pizza Friday. Because when the moon hits your eye like a warm pizza pie, it's amore.
And it is. It's true love. First of all, congratulations on the lumberjack pizza that you made earlier. Did you make
it was so good.
It was
Actually,
so...
no, I've got to give credit to Leanne there.
Okay, Leanne,
she did all of that.
You're a champion. But now it's time for a pizza masterclass. Enjoy.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Well, it is a Pizza Friday, and it's time for the culinary hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing. Well, we're doing it with a bit of a twist this morning. We've decided to take the culinary hotline bling on a bit of a road show. I've taken a bit of a drive out of our studio to Salt River at Food Gems Concept, where everybody comes here to have a lot of fun in the kitchen. Everyone who gets here into this absolutely stunning space gets to get their hands dirty. They get involved and they learn how to cook. And today we've got a Pizza 101 masterclass with the founder and the owner of the Food Gems Concept. Jade, thank you so much for having us here.
Oh, thank you, Chef. Thank you for being here. See, I'm already calling you Chef.
I know. When did I even get this upgrade? It's going to be such a fantastic time because as soon as I walked in here, it feels like such a welcoming space. It's so open. People come in here and have a lot of fun. But what exactly is Food Gems and what do you do here?
Food Gems started as a way of bringing friends together in my parents' kitchen, which was in Gardens.
Yeah.
Fast forward 9 years, it's now a party, a celebration, where people come for totally different celebrations, any celebration that you can think of.
Yeah.
But the crux of it really is cooking, bringing friends together, bringing colleagues together, and bringing them together to talk around food. Station set up. Ingredients set up and different recipes, and then a big party around food.
It's a lot of fun. Who ever thought of a party around food? And it's the perfect place to come to for someone like me who is absolutely hopeless in the kitchen. You get involved, it's interactive, it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, the one thing that I introduce to all the guests who come to the Food Gems is that the only rule we have in cooking, because I'm a jazz musician, I use that as a basis. Food jamming, music jamming, I just bring everybody together in the kitchen. Instead of using music, we use food.
We are jamming.
Are you ready for the only rule?
We are jamming. What's the rule?
No rules!
No rules, because when the moon, hey, like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
It's going to be amore. Well, today we're making some delicious pizzas. When we talk about pizzas, the first thing that comes to my mind is the base. That's the most important thing. So there's dough involved, there's base involved. You're going to have to take me through the steps of getting the perfect base for a pizza.
I would love to. I think that cooking is all about sharing. We have to bring out the love, and especially when it comes to making a pizza dough. There's two different parts of cooking. One is scientific and the other one is freestyling, like we'd like to do at the Food Gems kitchen.
Okay, cool. Let's get going.
Take a step back. bread flour.
Okay, so is that what you've got there?
Not just any bread flour as well, a
Okay.
strong one,
Okay.
so that it can hold its crunch and be nice and chewy when it comes out of the pizza oven at a later stage, after we've treated it a little bit with some love.
You are getting me so excited. I've not been
So, Chef,
this
you wanna
excited about flour
mix it up
ever.
a little bit?
So
Bring
you
your
just
hands in
mix
there.
the flour up.
Give it
Why do you have to do that?
a bit of air, just a bit of looseness, so that when all the other ingredients come in, they can make friends instantly. They don't have to talk through the whole stages. The next step, which is not traditional, but of course we like freestyling at Food Jams.
Yeah.
That wasn't an Italian accent.
I was wondering, where have we traveled to now? Okay, so what's the next thing that you've got? Because we've got flour here, but what is this?
Absolutely, my special agent. I bring it in whenever we need some force. Semolina flour.
What's it called?
Semolina flour.
Semolina
flour.
flour.
Hey, if you don't have semolina flour, leave it out.
It sounds like
Nobody's
an
gonna judge you.
Italian
Nobody's
flour.
going to. Chef, go in there.
Okay, so
Pour
you
it
just
in
throw
there.
it in there.
Absolutely.
Semolina flour.
And you can see it's just a little bit in there.
Okay, all right.
Okay, fantastic. Now
Then
we've
you
got
mix
our
it all
hands
up,
dirty.
right?
Mix it all up in there. And of course, how are we going to make this dough rise? Are we going to call on the powers that be, the yeast in the, in the room? Or are we going to go the instant way?
Okay, what are we going to do today?
The instant way.
Okay.
Dry yeast, and we want to activate it a little bit. So give
Why
it
do you
some time
use
to.
dry yeast?
Dry yeast is already available for anybody. I'm not
Okay.
trying to go crazy. It's going to take a little bit of time with this
Yeah.
pizza dough, or we can make it happen right now.
Okay, cool. So do I
And
just throw it in there?
Dry yeast into lukewarm water. So have
into
a
the
feel.
water.
Have a feel with your finger a little bit first. Is it body temperature?
Okay,
or a little bit higher? Not burning the
it's a little bit
finger.
nice and warm. yeah.
Fantastic. So
Now,
pour it
why
in there.
must it be warm though?
Pour it in there. Heat, we know, brings
Yeah.
everybody together, and especially when it comes to yeast. When it comes to yeast, it will start activating. The traditional, the right word for it is blooming.
Okay.
It starts blooming the yeast, but hey, we're just letting it make friends.
Okay, fantastic.
And to help it out, a little bit of sugar, my sugar.
A little bit of sugar.
More or less a tablespoon.
Okay. I was about to ask you, how do you know when you've reached the correct amount of sugar? But about a tablespoon, that's what you need.
Chef, we don't measure at Food Jams. We just gooi.
Because there are no rules. There are no rules around here. Well, the only rule for everybody at home right now is to SMS EAT to 33728. If you want to get involved and want to know how to make this pizza that we're making here today, it's EAT to 33728. SMS that to us. We'll send you an SMS with a link to the recipe. You'll get making it.
It's all
yourself
going
at
in
home.
at the
Ooh,
same
nice.
time.
Okay,
And
let's
now
not leave
work your
anything
magic, get
in there.
involved, Chef. It's all about the hands. It's
Okay,
all
roll
about
my
the way you
sleeves up.
touch it.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
From the outside in, Chef.
Massage
outside in.
the
Work
flour.
your bowl around. You can twist it spin it like a deck as well.
Okay.
Imagine you're a DJ
Yeah.
working your magic, and there's a whole crowd in front of you.
Yeah.
And you're going, bring out your pizza. Come on to our party.
Do you usually do this with lots of music playing in the background? You probably dance your way into
There's
the perfect pizza, right?
There's always music happening at
Yeah.
a Food Jam. Be it, a group of friends coming over, live music happening,
Yeah.
but always a soundtrack. And the soundtrack differs. I invite everybody to play a song. If they want to call a song,
Yeah.
they go for it.
Fantastic. So you're going to mix all of this up, and then what happens next?
Oh, once you've mixed everything together, we just want to combine it. You want to go too much strength into the pizza. You don't want to give it too much handwork because that will activate the gluten, and we don't want to do that as yet. We want to give it some time just to do its thing,
Okay.
make friends. The hydration, the flour, all together.
There's a lot of information, but it is a pizza extravaganza. Part 2 of this is going to be coming up. You're going to be learning how to make pizza with us. In the meantime, SMS EAT to 33728. We'll catch up with you
Oh, it
later.
looks beautiful
Okay,
already.
James.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Once your dough comes together, Chef, bring it all together. Last little bit, that last flour hiding at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, you're amazing.
Scusami, ma per back in old Napoli, that's amore.
All I've got is like, what's the matter with you? Hey, what you trying to do? Nah, that's not the right song.
We're going to cook these up, by the way, a little bit later on. We're gonna-
Please, I desperately want to eat more of our beautiful lumberjack pizzas. We're going to continue our masterclass in pizza making. So we've covered the dough, and that's where it all starts. Beautiful, nice, crispy dough. But we're going to get into some pizza toppings, and we want to hear from you guys. Like, push the boats out. As we said earlier, this is a safe place.
Yeah.
If you like a bit of banana on a pizza, we're not going to judge you. Let us know what cool things you like on your pizzas. And
Do
this
you ever or do you not
is
ever?
crazy what you're saying. Brian Adams. Opel, so not the Brian Adams, the rocker.
No.
And my craziest topping was jelly beans. Laugh, 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 laugh.
How do you...
Dessert pizza, I suppose. What do you, with a bit of condensed milk, and that's crazy.
It must be very chewy, like it sticks to your teeth for a very long time.
And pineapple, lol. That is a bit lol, hey? It's a bit
Mince
long.
and pineapple can
I
go.
could do that. I could chow that.
It depends on how you flavored your mince.
And, you know, you could even take that mince to a curry space with pineapple and, yeah?
Curried mince with pineapple is a great combination.
Because it's a safe space.
The pineapple is like the salsa.
It just adds a little bit of sweetness to the. Okay, I dig that. I dig that.
How about this? Guel Bongani, or Guels. This morning, guys, obviously, my craziest pizza, beans curry.
Wow.
Beans curry. But now this is the thing.
It's kind of vegetarian vibes. It's cool.
Yeah, but then you got to have a very solid base because with a curry, it's very saucy.
Melted and it's going to get. And then it's soppy Joe.
Then you got a soggy bottom pizza, and nobody likes soggy bottoms.
Wow. No, not on a pizza, man. Not on a pizza. Now, I'm a traditionalist, but I'm willing to try new things. And on a Pizza Friday, surely that's what it's about. Eh?
Jelly beans as well?
No.
Oh man, it's looking so good in the kitchen, and of course the aromas are absolutely amazing. Princess just handed me this delicious cappuccino made with 100% Arabica beans. But Princess, what can I possibly have with this? What do you have that's nice?
I have a fresh baked croissants for you.
Ooh, girl, you're doing the things.
Yes, and a coffee for cats.
Oh, wonderful stuff.
Waiting for him.
You know, because whenever Cat sees I have something, he also wants.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Princess, for hooking us up. We're going to take a quick ad break. We'll be right back after this. Come, Cat, jy wil alles hê. Kom. Highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break. Who's got what it takes to shine on Expresso? Your favorite breakfast show is searching for new presenters, and it's your time to shine with Orbit Gum.
Own it with Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3.
In thrilling weekly challenges, who will stand, who will stumble, and who will win the right to bring you the best of breakfast television. It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3 and Orbit Gum.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Friday, and it's a Pizza Friday at that. That's why we've been linking up with our friends from Food Jams in Salt River, which is where Uncle Tabsy is right now, learning how to make a proper pizza.
We're still trying to establish what it is he's wearing on his head.
Yeah,
look at that picture.
What is that? Somebody tell us what that is?
Is he a Scottish pizza maker? Because it looks like tartan on his hat.
Is he a macatini?
A macatini. So we've been asking you guys what strange, crazy things you've put on a pizza. Coolest stacks essay. I want to see a picture of the mapani worms on the pizza. I'm not saying that I wouldn't chow that, because we've eaten mapani worms, crickets, everything on this show, so we're down with that. But I want to see it. I want to see
worms on
I want some
pizza.
context, and because it could work quite nicely. I want to know what you partner with mapani worms.
Yeah,
from a flavor profile perspective.
Pizza base mopani worms, or do you go pizza-based tomato, mopani worms and cheese? Do you cheese them up, or do you just leave them as is? That would be a very dry pizza.
I've tried fish and cheese pizza.
Oh my word, mobile. Cool. Fish and cheese. Fish and chips, yes. Fish and cheese. Never in my life. Cheesy flavored.
Is that saying, are you eating pizzas without cheese and just fish? Does that not become a flatbread or something?
I love this. Reino Swartz said something there that I now can no longer see, but I do see it now. The craziest topping on a pizza is pineapple. You need to be crazy to put pineapple on a pizza. The Italians would never be that crazy to put pineapples on a pizza. I think I said the word pineapples like 3 times.
Yeah, no, the best thing about Reino
is... It's actually...
Pineapple. The best thing about Reino is that he's laughing at himself like 5 times as he said that, because it's that crazy. Well, we're going to put it to bed right now. We're going to make our own pizzas and put whatever we want on our pizzas, because it's a pizza masterclass.
Mopani fish cheese.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Making our way into the best pizzas in the world here at Food Gems, coming to you live from Salt River in Cape Town. And really getting all the tutorials from the pizza master herself. Her name is Jade. She's welcomed us into this amazing space where people come in every single day. They get their hands dirty and they cook and they jam their way to the best pizza. So now we're about to step into the best part of it all, which is all about the toppings. And I'll tell you one thing. Katlego and I were talking about this in the morning about, you know, everybody's got their own favorite topping, right? But there's a whole thing going on right now on social media where people are just like getting apples on there, pineapples on there, bananas are on there. Are there any rules when it comes to pizza toppings?
When it comes to jamming a pizza, you can do anything you like.
Okay.
Here's a little secret that my dad taught me.
Yeah.
If you're making pizzas for a party, lots of people, everybody's making their own pizza. One way to make it real fast and make sure that whatever happens on your pizza is going to stay on your pizza when it goes into the pizza. By the way, it's really hot and happening.
It is really hot in there, and Mehare also not helping very much.
You look gorgeous, you look gorgeous. So looking beautiful. Hey, if you don't have a pizza oven, use a normal convection oven, nice and hot, 220 degrees Celsius, you go, heat it up in there. We also have a pizza pedal. This baby is beautiful.
I was looking at this thing the whole time and I thought, okay, well, I have to behave around you because you might just do what my grandmother used to do when we were growing up. She used to whack us with a spade like this, almost like, it looks like a spade. Eh?
Well, back to that. We're going to have to use that, but you don't have to have one of those.
What is this?
Wooden board.
What's it for?
Whatever you use, your hands, if you want to get it into the oven. But a usual baking tray is perfect.
Oh, is this for getting this, the pizza base into the oven?
It's the
okay, fantastic. Okay, now, I don't know if we've gotten this right or wrong because I'm feeling like this is a bit flimsy, it's a bit light.
It's a thin base.
Oh, is this the
Are you thick or thin? Are you partial to thick or thin?
Every single time I've ordered a pizza, it's always been a thick base. I'm a thick base type of guy.
Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
Cool. So what are we going to do next? What are we doing next?
I love a pizza with a basic toppings. Now, if you're going to go pizza, it's obviously, you want to go all out, right?
Okay.
But the trick is, the Italians taught me.
Yeah.
Go from the outside and keep the inside light. So not too much toppings on the inside, but you can really gooi on the outside. So it will spread out and you keep that part nice and light. So let's work our magic.
Yeah, we're going to work our magic now, but I noticed you've got some tomato pastings going on over there, and mine's a bit plain. What's the difference between my one and yours?
Oh, white pizza, red pizza, basic different bases, right? So this one, tomato base, this one, cheese base, blanco. And you can add anything else you like on top of there, but it's really about the color, it's about the flavor, it's about bringing your magic to your pizza.
It's about doing it your own way. The keyword is eat. 33728. You'll get an SMS with a link to the recipe, and you'll learn how to make it the Jade way. Okay, cool. So what are we doing next?
Oh, anything that you like, chef. Can you see the different toppings over here? Do you notice that there's something missing?
I didn't want to offend you, but like, Jade, I can't have come all the way from Westlake and there's no meat here. This is just not how I operate. What's happening here?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a lot of different delicious ingredients, and we keep it flexitarian. So what do you feel like, chef? A little bit of cheese on top of there? I'm going to grab some cheese. Go for it.
Some cheese.
So crumble up, use the fingers because
what type of cheese do you go for?
Oh, there's so many different varieties of cheese. And whatever is delicious, whatever you have in your fridge. I happen to have Danish feta, you can go mozzarella of cheese. If you want to go buffalo, you do buffalo. If you want to go cow's milk mozzarella, I love that. Clovis, cow's milk mozzarella, it's beautiful, absolutely delicious.
But it's about getting the right type of cheese that's going to melt
absolutely
in the oven,
and a
right?
good ratio of cheese to the size of the pizza. We've got quite a base to fill up here. But still, we don't want to make it too heavy, so when it comes out, it's all going to go whoop.
Yeah.
Oh, we might make a calzone, that might be delicious.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite type of pizza?
My favorite type of pizza is the simple, and don't judge me, margarita pizza.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Okay, you're not very complicated. You and I can hang out.
I like it to do its thing because for me it's all about the crunch and the texture of the base and then the delicious toppings. Oh my goodness, it looks beautiful.
It does, doesn't it?
It's
Yours
like a
as well.
landscape of Philly.
What sort of toppings go well together? Because you've got a whole variety of them here. So if you were making a pizza, what would you need to be making sure that complements each other?
Remember that what we're going to cook into the pizza oven needs to be able to hold its flavor. So anything fresh will come out later. So in the meantime, let's go Sunday tomatoes.
Cool.
You might grab a few olives and we are ready to go on into the pizza oven. You see, I've still got some delicious flavors.
So
of the
these
cheese
olives, you need to be squeezing them. Is that what you do?
Between the fingers, just pop
so
it
that the
out.
flavor of the olives comes
Absolutely,
through.
we don't surprise somebody with a pip later. We want to keep the party rolling and everybody looking good.
So you can go really crazy and go really wild, add whatever it is that you want to add on there. It's really your own choice. And at the end of the day, the nice thing about pizzas is that you can really make them as fun as you want them to be. Once again, the keyword is eat to 33728. Things are heating up here. The culinary hotline bling, ting, 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 has gone on a bit of a roadshow. It's Sweet Gems out here in Salt River. We're going to put this in the oven in just a bit, and maybe later we'll show you how it's like. And in the meantime, guys in the studio, place your orders. We do deliveries.
They do deliveries. I like that. Please, feel free.
Cannot wait. We'll be joining in with the team there a little bit later on. But of course, Mac knows that inside each of us lies an inner light worth shining to the world out there. So in this series of performing artist profiles, Mac shines a spotlight on young talents whose path to discovering that light inside themselves gives hope, belief, and drive to all who come in contact with them.
Absolutely love that. And one such talent that certainly fits that bill is Chris Kasonga. Take a look.
Anytime you're having a rough day and in need of inspiration, listen to the story of this young dynamo.
Hey, my name is Lorenzo Chris Kasongo. I've been a student at StageWorks for the last 2 years. I grew up in a few children's homes. The first children's home burnt down. Then I moved to a children's home called Ikowa. Sometimes staying in a children's home could be pretty lonely. I have no idea where I come from. I do not know who my parents are, and I don't know my culture. I met this wonderful lady, Belinda, at Ikowa, and she became my mentor. So I told Belinda about my dream of being a hip-hop dancer. She then told me about StageWorks Performing Arts School. I went for my first class, and it felt like I was home. After the class, I told Belinda how much I loved it, and she told me she could sponsor my classes. Like, bro. Since I joined StageWorks, I realized that I had more than one dream. When I came here, Gemma gave me a song, I Believe I Can Fly, and that was the first time I actually performed in front of her. I sang that song and she told me that I had a very cool texture to my voice. I never thought that I could ever thought I could sing, but now I am an all-round performer. I enjoy creating music. It's one of the things I'm passionate about, especially writing music. What I like writing about is things that I could put my feelings to, especially if it's fun vibes, because I'm pretty much a fun person. I like making people smile.
I see the way she looks at me. I see the way she looks at me. Sometimes I feel like holding her hand. I see the way she looks at me. I see the way she looks at me. Sometimes I feel like holding her hand.
Over and above his classes, you will always find Chris in a studio doing something and generally working in his own time. You will find him at 9 o'clock at night in the studio Googling how to edit photos, Googling how to work on Logic Pro. So a lot of the skills that he's actually developed has come from his own work ethic and commitment.
I spend a lot of time in the studio. Bruh, I think I spend more time in the studio than my bedroom because I like learning new things, especially with the programs I use. I like learning new things. I like listening to new sounds. I like different genres of music. So I just create a lot of genres and like mixing two different things to make something brand new.
Drinking coffee in the morning, Drinking coffee in the morning, drinking coffee in the morning. I'm drinking coffee in the morning, drinking.
So in the world we're living in right now in the performing arts industry, the sentiment of jack of all trades, master of none no longer exists. Now you need to be a jack of all trades and master of few, and that is what Chris encompasses. The more skills that you have and the more that you can offer someone, the more likely it is that you are going to be able to stay in work.
The big takeaway from Chris is how much opportunity lies around us. If we can recognize it, we can then use it to expand our creative abilities.
Picked up a camera one day and I really liked taking pictures, and I thought if I could actually learn this skill, I could actually be useful. So I started taking headshots for Stageworks just for me to practice on some of the students here. And from there, I realized I could actually take this to a professional level. So I started editing the pictures I take for Stageworks here. When I take pictures, I just like creating that authentic story to it. The main thing for me is the eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. I actually like teaching dance. It's one of my passions at Stageworks. We help each other and we are a team, so we push each other to greatness. So that's why my choreography is more of a team-based style of doing things. The Born to Perform experience was pretty cool, actually. It was my first Born to Perform. It was insane. I loved every single moment of it.
Dance, 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 dance some more. Dance, dance, dance.
My journey has been incredible, and I really love the people that are in my life right now. When I first came here, I wasn't talkative. Now I can't stop talking. Since I've joined Stageworks, I've gained more confidence, I express myself, I learn to trust more people now. I'm teaching, I'm dancing, I'm writing songs, I'm singing, I'm creating choreo, I'm taking pictures, and I'm loving it, bro.
Mac works really hard on tough stains, so you don't have to worry.
Oh, Steve, didn't you say love always leaves a mark?
But it does. And yet, let the real you shine through.
Shine,
What a time to
shine,
be alive.
shine indeed.
What a time to be alive.
It's wonderful. So inspirational to see dreams coming true and, of course, getting the platform to show it off.
And you get a real sense of like the hard work it takes when he says he spends more time in his studio than he does in his own bedroom,
Yeah.
like just grafting hour
Sure.
after hour after hour.
That's what it takes.
Wishing him all the best. Eh?
Do you know what it takes to make a great pizza?
A good dough?
Yes.
What else?
Tabiso's going to show us because we head back to Pizza Day after the break.
Fantastic.
What's up, guys? This is Ndando Duma. I'm a media personality, a TV presenter, actress, and a mother. Join me on the island, buy a Tropica bottle and see entry details on the bottle. Upload a video of yourself telling me why you'd be my ideal partner on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and the hashtag is TIOT9. Join me on the island and come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure, Carousel.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso on International Pizza Day. No, it's not International Pizza Day. It's just a Pizza Friday here on the show.
But it might be.
It might be. It might be after today. We've created, first up, the beautiful lumberjack pizza, which you had a hand in making. Which
I was responsible for this,
I ate it. I ate the one that was already made.
Good?
It was phenomenal. We cracked an egg on it, and it was like a breakfast pizza. It was just truly amazing. What's your favorite topping?
Wow.
Eh?
Everybody's getting me with a topping. I'm a basic kind of girl. Give me some bacon, give me some feta, give me some avo, and I'm good to go.
Ooh, nice, like a Grecian kind of feel. But let's find out exactly how to create a pizza now as our masterclass continues.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Thank you, G-Man. Thank you, Leanne. Welcome back to it. This is a pizza extravaganza. It's the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing. We've taken it on the road this morning and brought it all the way to Salt River out here in Cape Town. Jay, thank you so much. Food Jams for having us here today. It's all about making the best pizza. But the nice thing about what we've done here today is making a pizza on your own rules. So there are absolutely no rules around making the pizza. We've been getting involved. Things have been heating up, getting involved with our oven, getting involved with our toppings. But now it's time for us to take it to a whole new level altogether.
Ooh, and a folded, beautiful.
A folded, beautiful calzone.
Say it with me. Calzone.
Calzone, calzone. And this speaks to anyone out there at home who's ever made a pizza and folded it in half instead of slicing it by mistake, or that's what you were planning to do.
It's a beautiful mistake.
It is a beautiful mistake. It's called a calzone, right? But things are about to get really cheesy. How do you make a calzone?
Now, you said it yourself. It's a folded pizza, but of course we need a pizza dough to start off with. So let's go straight into it.
So we've got our flour over here. We've got our yeast, which we're going to put in there. Our dry ingredients.
The best part of it is just go for it.
You've got to have that in there. You've got the sugar there. And then, of course, the thing that brings it all to life is our Clover fresh milk. Of course, fresh milk is great.
More or less 3 cups, right?
You need
Just
3
eyeball
cups. Okay, 3 cups. I've done this so many times.
Fantastic.
That I know what 3 cups looks like.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that hand action. So,
that's definitely 3 cups.
While you're mixing, working your magic and bringing the chemistry to the dough, we've got a beautiful ready-made dough because we want to get straight into it.
Yes, we don't want to waste time.
Look,
so fresh milk is great, but of course Clover fresh milk is way better. It's got all the nutrients and vitamins. I mean, I'm talking about vitamins A, D, and B12 as well as calcium. It's absolutely amazing.
That's what it looks like.
I'm mixing this up, but of course the end product would look like that, right?
Absolutely. A gorgeous dough. It's risen, it's alive, it's kicking. You're going to go straight into rolling it flat, a little bit of flour just to help the process. Move it around. Not too much flour because you don't want to add too much dryness to the dough.
I've learned that you put the flour on there so that this doesn't what?
It doesn't stick. It doesn't stick. You want to come loose. So I'm going to use the rolling pin a little bit later, but I like using my hands and stretching it out.
Yes.
It's one way of getting a nice, because I mean, we're going to roll out the dough and want to add, fold it over and maybe a little bit of a crust around it, something like that, a plait, whatever you want to do.
It's a pizza pie. Eh? It's when the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie. That's what we're talking about. It's amore. We're making it amore right now. Yeah.
And roll it out. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. So what are we thinking of toppings? What speaks to you today?
There's so much that's really exciting here. I love the mushrooms. Absolutely my favorite. You've got to have the mushrooms. That's just the thing to have. I like that you've got some pepper there, some red peppers there. You've chopped them all up and sliced them all up. Good. You need to have that there. It's nothing without the cheese. Because things are getting really cheesy, we have to have the cheese in there. That's absolutely amazing. The keyword to this is Clover. SMS Clover to 33728. Learn how to make a calzone at home, or SMS you a link to the recipe. We're almost ready.
We're almost ready.
Do that again. Do that again, Jade.
So you can stretch it out with your hands if you like, if you want to get fancy.
Cool.
Move it around. Just make sure that it stays in the sky or on your board and not anywhere else.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want it landing on your face. It's not a facial mask.
Oh, it's going to be a gorgeous one. We're going cheese at the bottom.
In there. Ooh, man.
You can keep it on one side if you like that.
What cheese are you using?
Oh, a beautiful Clover fresh milk cheese. It's going to be delicious. It's going to melt up and it's going to cause a nice stringiness when you bite into the cheese.
I love
Maybe some different tomatoes. And you said mushrooms, right?
I love the mushrooms. You've got to get the red peppers in there.
Flavor.
What have you mixed up here?
Oh, just a base of tomato. Look, any tomato.
Can you get that in there as well?
You can. Oh, of course, for you, anything, chef. Let's do this.
So, of course, the Clover fresh milk is all about that seal fresh packaging. It lasts longer on the shelf. 18-day long shelf life. It's absolutely amazing. It's the type of milk you want to be having in the fridge, especially if you're going to be doing so much things of variety with it.
I'm very tempted to do a pepper bake.
Okay, do it, baby. Ow! Pow! Peppa. Yes, Jade the Peppa there. So you're going to roll that up, okay?
Oh,
Let's
it's
roll
gonna
it
be
up quickly.
Oh, it's a beauty. Look
Okay,
at that. Now,
nice.
how are we going to seal this?
So how do you seal it?
Would you like to go fork or fingers?
My fingers are
You've got
busy
this.
here,
That's
so
beautiful.
you do it
Crumble
first.
with a fork.
Do you
Fantastic.
use a fork?
I would love to. I mean, I love the imprints of a fork.
Okay,
you can
cool.
totally plait it if you like as well. Push the two fingers together. You can do a pinch with the fingers as well if you want to.
I prefer the pinch with the fingers because it's so much more character.
Absolutely.
It comes out looking absolutely amazing. For example, if you take a look at the one we made earlier there,
22.
you can see we used our fingers, we pinched it nicely. I've been here since 5 o'clock, well, not 5 o'clock, after the show when I left from the studio, I came here. And we made that one. And it's come out looking absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
And then how long would you leave it in the oven for? You have to watch it.
Oven at home, 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay, 20 to 30 minutes. The keyword is Clover to 33728. We'll send you an SMS with a link to the recipe. You'll learn how to make a delicious calzone right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's the culinary hotline thing. Ting, ting, ting. Let's put that in.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover. Ever wanted to taste a pizza pie? Who hasn't? It's like two pizza halves melting together to give each other a hug. Thanks to Clover, you can make your very own calzone. Start by adding 3 cups of Clover full cream fresh milk to 5 cups of bread flour. Then add a tablespoon of sugar, a touch of pride, 1 sachet of instant yeast, and a teaspoon of salt. Mix all the ingredients together until a dough starts to form. Turn the dough out onto a lightly floured surface and knead for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then place it back into a greased bowl and leave to double in size. Knock the dough back down, then roll it out into a 1/2 centimeter thickness. Next, spread your favorite pasta sauce over 1/2 of the dough. Add some sliced salami, sauteed mushrooms, exotic tomatoes, sliced red pepper, and scatter over loads of grated Clover Tusses cheese. Then fold the dough over to shape a half-moon pie and seal the edges with a fork. Brush over garlic-flavored oil and bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 20 to 25 minutes. Slice in half and serve. Don't call the pizza guy tonight, be the pizza guy. Make the calzone and watch all that beautiful cheese ooze out of your very own pizza pie.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here in Salt River at Food Jams. We've been jamming our way to the world's best pizzas with the Pizza Queen, Jade. Thank you so much for having us here. Our pizzas have come out. It is the culinary hotline, bling, bling, blitzing, ting, ting.
I feel like I could jab
It's
to that
because
a
I'm
little bit
seeing
more.
the pizza. Now I'm getting really excited and forgetting all about the culinary hotline, bling.
Are we going to do this?
The calzone has come out. Please slice it up for me.
Oh, look at the sound of that crack going.
Man, the crunchiness,
and
you
the
can
golden color of the. Oh my goodness, that's delicious. Are you
Heaven,
taste this?
absolute heaven. But first, I think before we taste that, because I made this pizza, it's like my little pride and joy. Should we taste this first? Maybe you can tell me what you think of what
Chef,
I've
I would
made.
love to do this.
Have a slice, please. Have a slice,
Are you
and let
ready
me know
for
what you
this?
think. Yes, please.
No partial to rolling up our pizza.
No judgment. You said there were no
Involved,
rules,
looking
so
you
you can't
in the
change your mind
eyes.
about that.
My eyes are going to do the talking right
Okay,
now
cool.
because my mouth's going to be.
If I see it dance, then I know it's good. She's in heaven. She is in heaven. That's what we've learned here today at Food Jams Art in Salt River, that there are absolutely no rules when it comes to making pizza. Of course, those keywords, eat to 33728 and Clover to 33728. It's really easy to make it yourself at home. So this weekend, get the kids involved, get your friends involved, have a bit of a pizza bake-off. Hey? How about that? And let us know what you think of it on Expresso Morning Show SABC3 on Monday when we get back. I want to see all those pictures of yourself getting involved in making that pizza. Jade, you're up. Get in here. Get in here.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Well, of course, it wouldn't be a Friday without an Expresso Friday dance, and this week it comes to you courtesy of these four gentlemen from Ocean View with a very unique dance style. And with that skill, they've opened for artists like Busi Swan, shared the stage with the likes of Shekinah, and now they're here to kickstart your Friday on a major note. But they're here to also tell us a little bit more about the Unknown Dance Crew. Gents, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Well, we're not going to leave you unknown. JP joins us, Aaron, Carlo, Brandon, so good to have you guys on the show. Tell us about Unknown and how it all got started.
Well, Unknown started way back in 2010. We were a group of friends from school.
Yeah.
Well, we actually started the crew, man, and we came up with the idea, and these two just came with us, and now we are where we are.
Yeah.
I love it.
And living out your passion through dance and also impacting the community as well. I understand that you also focused on disadvantaged communities, your own community. Tell me about your involvement there.
Well, we try to create kind of a space where the youngsters can come and enjoy talent that's also from a community that they kind of come from.
Yes.
We have an annual event called the RTM Fest, which stands for Respect the Mask. We actually give...
Respect the?
Mask.
The mask.
Yeah,
Respect the mask.
actually give a free show to the community in Ocean View, just for the kids to come and just support, and we have games for them, and they can take pictures with us, and we bring other acts from all over the places to come perform. So we're big on kind of uplifting the community, and we always live on a saying that says that where we come from is not necessarily where you're going. So we kind of
you guys are like the heroes in Ocean View.
We try to
the masked heroes.
But why the mask though? Why the name Unknown? Why the mask, Brandon? Why that?
You can see it in our style.
Yeah.
So we have a unique style called theatrical, where we interact dancing and acting, which is very rare. You don't find it anywhere else. So we just use that to portray our characters and the image through the dance.
And further than that, you're also performing at various events. I understand you got something coming up on the weekend. Tell me what your schedule is looking like right now, because you were also very recently televised, so the whole nation basically knows you guys.
So this weekend we will be in Fishoek Civic Center. We'll be doing a fundraiser. And in future, in mid-September, we will be in CRS. We will also be having the top 10 big showcase with Mark My Famous.
Yes.
Which will be the 14th of September in the Grand Arena. And the end of September, we will be flying out to Namibia.
Oh yes, international. Very cool, man. It's so beautiful to see young people really just harnessing their passions and their love and really being able to make a way to impact people's lives with it, man. And I think with that comes great success. It might not be today, but certainly in the future, and fulfillment comes with that as well. We cannot wait for the Friday Expresso dance, courtesy of the Unknown Dance Crew. Make sure that you do not miss out on that, and you'll be experiencing all of that right after the break.
Science reaches for the truth. It works for the big and small, for the old and young. And with knowledge as our first ingredient, science is at the heart of our food. For differences you can see, feel, and trust. It all starts with science.
Commencing system check. Treble. Online. Base.
I wanna be close to you. I wanna be close to you.
Unacceptable. Increasing base level.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, it's about to go down on your Friday feel-good session here on your Feel-Good Breakfast show. Check out these guys. They're called the Unknown Dance Crew. Various performances coming up. Follow them on social media. But they're about to set you up for the weekend with their very unique and very cool dance style. Take it away, gents.
Commencing system check. Treble. Online. Base.
I wanna be close to you. I wanna be close to you.
unacceptable. Increasing base level.
May I have your attention, please?
Are you ready?
Lalita penguin, 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 Lalita penguin, penguin.
Somebody scream!
This one's for the ladies.
That's the reason I'm so sick of love songs, so tired of tears. Don't come with wishing you are still here.
Carrol, it's local hier. Ek kan nie eintlik Engels so lekker praat nie. Ek bel maar net om te sê.
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you'll never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want ya, and I need ya, and I'm down for you always.
Ons klink mos kwyne. Maar wat van?
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I could teach you, but I have to.
Yo, before we get started, I want to know one thing.
Waar is jy, liefling? Waar is jy vanavond? Wat is die lewe sonder jou? Die lewe is so eensaam nou.
Yo, sis man.
Listen properly.
1985, when I came here, this was the first song I heard.
I had to meet you here today. There's just so many things to say.
Hou op, Abshow, man.
You have an email. You have an email. Let's get started. Turn left. Continue straight. Police reported ahead. Turn right. You have reached your destination.
Oh, still going.
Yeah, yeah, give it up.
That is entertainment, man.
Wow.
Love it so much. Thank you very much to the Unknown Dance Crew. As I said, check them out on social media. They are at the Unknown Dance Crew. They've got great performances coming up, supporting their community as well. Support these young men, make their dreams come true.
Guys.
How about that?
Good
Listen,
man.
we're gonna say
Love
goodbye.
you. Too much.
Make someone smile. Enjoy the weekend.
Have an awesome weekend.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.